He gives that one around. Deep left center field. Way out of here. Career home run number 1 for the man who is Prince, but will soon be king.
Doctors told me since, 2 spinal fusions, I gotta, can't play Major League Baseball anymore.
I call and I tear me apart, but there is no sign of wear on my skin. I keep calling it some form of art, yet I still don't know where to begin. It's not that hard.
Really miss being around those guys, because, a lot of fun, and I just been in the big league clubhouse since I was, their age, so.
The dealer, they call out my bluff and prevent me from playing my hand. And although I don't think it's enough, I'm too powerless to make a stand. I'll play my part. I'll play my part. I'll play my part. I'll play my part.
Welcome to the Brewers 10-year rebuild, where we're going to go and set out to smash the history of the Milwaukee Brewers and reestablish them as a dynasty. Although I think other people who are not Brewers fans would be like, yo, they're good like every year. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, they have not always been that. They had one of the longest droughts ever, and they're always the team that is right on the edge, right on the precipice of being great, but never there. They just can't seem to get over that hump, and they always seem to in the playoffs lose to teams that end up getting over that hump, and it's kind of irritating to watch. Whether that is through injuries over the past that we've had, or through trades that end up backfiring in the long term because we don't have any money and we're poor and we won't re-sign anybody even if we make a good deal. Or we make a good deal and we give up a prospect that ends up being really, really valuable down the road and ends up winning multiple World Series or just one World Series. Everybody who comes here goes on to win if they leave, but they just can't win here. It's really disappointing. Kind of makes me a little insane as a Brewers fan. And so we are going to go for pure insanity here. Our goal in these 10 seasons is to break the entire perception of the past history of the Milwaukee Brewers. We, in Milwaukee, have had a long time where we're right on the edge. We now have been winning division titles, thankfully. We're a good team now, but we never seem to be that because we had the Cardinals in our division, and the Cardinals are a really, really good team. And the Cubs won a World Series in 2016, and we're the only team in this division in the NL Central that hasn't won anything. We're actually one of the very few teams in the NL who haven't won anything at all. One of the only teams in history who do not have a World Series title. So in their team history, we have only 9 playoff appearances, and 5 of those come from division titles. One of those led to an AL pennant when we were back in the AL in the 1980s, where they lost to the Cardinals. Thank you, St. Louis, by the way, and never won a World Series. Their best season of all time was 2011, where they went 96-66 and then still lost because, yeah. The Cardinals. Anyways, that team fell apart because they couldn't keep the players. Zach Greinke had to go because they didn't have the money to keep him and they traded him. Prince Fielder had to go because they didn't have the money to keep him. And we love ourselves some Prince Fielder. I love myself some Prince Fielder. Prince Fielder's my man. Also, if I look insane. This is from recording MLB The Show videos every single day for the past month. The game makes you go crazy. Anyways, we are out to set and change a lot of the history, whether that's the winning or also individual and franchise records to show that, you know, we are creating an era of Milwaukee that is going to be remembered as the best era ever. And one of the reasons I'm doing this is because this team that they have is already really, really good. They've got a very, very young core that is extremely interesting. And so with this rebuild, our whole identity for this is going to be to do nothing.
Nothing?
Yes, we are going to do nothing. We are going to keep this team together. We are not going to do anything special. We are just going to try to win with this core, and I don't want to break it up. And I think if you've seen rebuilds or you played MLB The Show, you know that like the Brewers will eventually be good, but they also often lose about half of their players in free agency. We are not going to do that. We need to keep this team together. And so in order to kind of give us something to do so that we're still shooting for something and still shooting for goals rather than just winning World Series, though I would love to just go out and say win 10 World Series in this time, which I don't think is possible, but still, we're going to try to win as many as possible, is we are going to try to break several of the records of this team over this time period. The Brewers in their franchise have a few, if not a lot, of great players that have won Cy Youngs, MVPs, have done great things. A lot of these guys like Robin Yount, Ryan Braun, you've got Corbin Burns in the pitching department. You have, you know, Raleigh Fingers in the past as well. We want to go out and not only break all of our franchises team records, but we want to start breaking individual records as well. So one of the things we need to consider is I would love to break all of them, but in 10 years, I don't know how much that is possible because some of these guys have not been here very long. I would love to say that Yelich could do it, but I don't know how fast Yelich is going to start regressing. So in individual records, we do have to compete with the whole Robin Yount getting over 3,000 hits. I don't know if we'll get to that point in 10 years, though. If we start to get close, we will maybe go a little further just to see what like Churio could end up doing. So we're going to go out to set and break 4 out of the 7 franchise individual records that I have put up here in like hits, RBIs, home runs, WAR, doubles, saves, Ks. I feel like those are the most interesting ones. And so we want to set those as franchise, like career records. We want to break those. Now, single season records, I want to pursue a little bit more heavy in the hitting department. Our goal is to break 5 out of the 6 single season hitting records of the Milwaukee Brewers. That includes home runs, once again, WAR, hits, RBIs, doubles, and average as well. Just kind of looking at what has been done. Now, there's some pretty good stat lines here. It's not going to be easy. 353 average from Paul Molitor, not going to be simple to break. Some of them might be a little easier. I do think that the home runs and RBIs could be easily broken. Sorry, Prince. I know that it was a very good 2009 season, but it's not. I don't think that with how stacked this team, I think that could be broken. So that's what we're going to pursue in the hitting department. Now, in the pitching department, we're only going to try to break 2 out of the 5 of these records because some of them are kind of crazy. 2.36 ERA, 0.94 WHIP. 264 strikeouts from Ben Sheets, who, by the way, finished 8th in the Cy Young that year with 264 strikeouts in 2004. Yeah, we want to break 2 out of the 5 of these single season records in this time period. We also want to try to win 2 Cy Youngs as well as 2 MVPs. All of this said is kind of like a very broad set of goals to try to accomplish, and I don't know how many of them that we will accomplish, but the whole point of this is truly, can we create and turn this team into an absolute dynasty? Now, if you notice, in 10 years, we say we're going to break all franchise records, and they've made 9 playoff appearances. That means the hard part of this challenge is that we cannot miss the playoffs. If we want to get 10, we can tie it, which is fine. I'm fine with the tie, but we really cannot miss the playoffs once. And not like that's necessarily the hardest thing to do. The NL Central is not very good, but it can become good in this game, especially when we're trying to keep this team, knowing that we don't have the most money to work with. So let's take a look at what this team has. If you have not known about the prospects and the players they have in this system, then, well, yeah, sorry. So in our, I guess, system of players, we have a lot of younger assets. I think one of our oldest players that we really have as a core piece is Brandon Woodruff, who's still 31, so he's still got a few years left in him where he can be good. But you got Freddie Peralta, you have Aaron Ashby, who I don't necessarily think will be that great, but he could be decent. DL Hall, Robert Gasser is good, and then Jacob Mizorowski as a prospect pitcher that is on his way as well. In the bullpen, you've got guys like Brian Hudson, who's a rookie who's very good. Payamps is kind of older, but is still very good. And then you have younger relievers like Paguero and Uribe, who also are fantastic. And you still have Devin Williams, the airbender, as a potential absolute stud closer for us to hopefully break that saves record early. In the lineup, you've got William Contreras, who they got in the Josh Hader, Esteury Ruiz mess of a trade that ended up being super beneficial for the Milwaukee Brewers in the long run. And they also have Jefferson Cuero as a backup catcher for the future whenever Contreras starts to get a little worse. At first, they've got an older guy in Hoskins, but they still have Tyler Black as a prospect. Bryce Terang is a fantastic second baseman who has been amazing this year in what is, I believe, his second season. Oh, or maybe it'll be his second season. Joey Ortiz, who they got in the Corbin Burns trade. We've got Brock Wilkin, who's a trade piece that they made, or a draft pick that they made recently. They still have Willy Adames, who was on their last year, so we do need to consider, can we optimize him? I would like to bring him back, though I don't necessarily know how much value he has. You've got Yelich, the 2018 MVP, who in this game gets really, really good for some reason in the late 2020s. So I'll take it. Frelick is a first-round draft pick. You've got Perkins and Mitchell, who are really good. And then you've got Weimer, who's a great platoon guy. And then the main big piece, Jackson Chourio, who already is signed long-term to 2031 on a pretty cheap deal. With all of that said, this young core is going to be hard to fail as long as we can keep it together. That's the big piece, keeping this team together. And then we still have draft picks we got to make, and players that we're going to add to this, and free agents that we're going to sign. Now, we're also looking at a pretty tight budget, knowing that Milwaukee doesn't have a lot. Obviously, it says we have $64 million because we're not paying anybody right now, but I'm gonna have to pay Willie. I'm gonna have to pay. We're gonna have to probably bring in another pitcher here soon because we've got a lot of guys that are on their way out. You got a couple long-term guys, but Freddie's gonna need to get paid soon. And do we start doing some Atlanta Braves stuff and signing like Terang and Ortiz and Frelick and all those guys to cheap deals that are long-term right now and forgo their arbitration and young renewable contracts, simply so that we can have them long-term for cheaper whenever Yelich's contract starts to get kind of, well, it's going to get really, really, really expensive. So that is what we're looking at. We will do drafts to continue to boost this, but we need to win 6 division titles, and we need to make the playoffs 10 times, and we need to make the World Series twice, and we need to win 1. So let's get started. We need some pitching help, and I think a real trade that is on the board for this trade deadline is Jesus Luzardo. And so we're going to kind of replicate that and go for Jesus Luzardo right now to add to this pitching rotation. I might make some moves. We're not looking that good right now this season. So, hard start to start a dynasty if you're not winning in year 1. Starting our 2024 draft, we have pick 17. And there's a couple prospects that I like, especially these 2 first basemen. I think they have some potential here. And then obviously there's a lot of really good pitching in this draft. Not a whole lot of fantastic position players that I could see that were like available to me. There were some guys near the top that I thought were interesting, but there was no way they were going to drop to me. So we will double check those, obviously, when we get to them. Now, the other thing I have to say is that this team is not performing as well as it could. And it's weird because like the pitching has actually been pretty good this year for us. The hitting has been pretty good for us. Actually, one of the first basemen available, McNeil. Yeah, we're going to take him. Let's double check. Make sure there's nobody else around. Yeah, we'll take McNeil. The pitching and the hitting have not actually been that bad, but we're not, winning games. I think we're at one of those situations where you have like that high expected win-loss, but you're not getting the wins that you need. So it's kind of like, I feel like we could be doing better, is basically what I'm attempting to say. I think that we could be doing better. We just happen to not be, and that happens. Okay. Do we go with this guy or this guy? Higher potential, but I like this guy's bat more. Third with a first. I think we go more all around guy. We'll go Esteban. So yeah, I'd like to be in a better position, but we're just not necessarily winning as many games as we should. I do think that we can get ourselves a wild card, but this probably won't be a division title this season. It depends on how we do in the second half. We're sitting near the 500 mark, so we're also like technically in the wild card race because it's the NL, and somehow the Cardinals are really, really good. Like, just kind of a weird. We're at pick 97, and this is all that's left on my board. Taking a look at our first draft, I think we did a pretty good job. Even like the second pick, and David Parker almost was, or might be better than Earl McNeil. Though I do like the power potential of Earl McNeil. I think these are 2 great picks. Andres Bruno wasn't as good, so we didn't hit the pitching as well. Hoyt Leary was injured, so he fell down to an 84 potential. I mean, these 2 guys probably won't ever, we won't see them until like 2033 or something like that anyways. So we'll see if we ever actually see them or if they're just trade pieces to keep the team together. Yeah, I think the only ones you might end up seeing are Parker and McNeil, maybe Bruno. Gerber you probably would. And Gutierrez maybe. Interesting prospects. Do want to kind of look quick just because I want to see what that other first baseman was. Willis Waldron, 89. Okay, so similar. I think we did a pretty good job drafting. Of course, the A's always with a fantastic draft. We are still, I think we're 4th in on-base percentage and like 8th in ERA, and we're not in the playoffs right now. So we have not had good luck. Why? Why does he have to now? If we fail this in season 1 because of this, I'm going to be so upset. I don't think you understand how good he was doing right now. Like, okay, he's not in the Cy Young. Well, probably because he's not in the league now, according to this. But, you know, we had a few pitching things we needed to get. I don't know, a 2.56 ERA, a .94 whip, a Cy Young. I don't know if we're ever going to get another opportunity at that. Great. Great start. We go 87-75, making the playoffs as a wild card team. So no division title for us in year 1, but that at least we didn't fail the rebuild in year 1. I was really concerned as we were sitting around 500 for about, well, a large portion of the season. And we at least looked like we went on a run in that last, at the end of the season to kind of put it together as our young team, you know, got a little bit of experience and played a little bit better. No award winners. Ozuna wins MVP on the NL side, and Strider wins the Cy Young. Well, he didn't even get to the strikeout number we needed to get to. Cy Young on this side is John Gray, and Juan Soto wins the MVP over there. And we had no award winners, but we might have a league leader. Whip, Freddie Peralta, 1.05. I mean, it's not 0.94 like we need, but it's close. I'm hoping that next season when he's back, he can keep up and put another season together like what he just did for us this past year. But yeah, I don't know how those pitching records are going to be really, really hard to break. It's not hard to see that, I think. So let's look at our actual team here. Pitching rotation, Woodruff. Yeah, so it looks like, I mean, this part of the rotation wasn't necessarily good, but Ashby and Ray were good this year, and Savali was all right. Obviously, we had Peralta, who did get hurt. Luzardo wasn't good. That's why I was able to make the trade for him for so little, because he was not good, and I just was like, I don't know, maybe he can pitch a little bit better for us. He didn't, but he's still good value to have. He did improve, so I'll take it. Otherwise, bullpen was pretty good, except for like McGill, you know, a couple guys here at the bottom that weren't, and then Devin Williams, 293. He gets 36 saves, not enough for us for the record, but I did sign him to an extension, and hopefully that can get us one season to break Axford's save record, as well as to just break Plesac's record, which he should do like next season, well, or the next 2 seasons. Devin Williams will eventually break our saves record. So I don't think that pitching record's going to be too hard to do as long as we can win enough games to give him opportunities. When it comes to hitting this season, let's actually look to who they send down. 4.27 for Mitch White wasn't that bad. And Piamps, 6.58 was not very good. Okay. All right, so back to the actual lineup. Let's see who they sent down. Owen Miller, who only got 17 at-bats, but played well in those at-bats. Jake Bowers, who did not play well in his 105 at-bats. Otherwise, let's look at the actual major league level. Gary Mitchell didn't really get an opportunity. Nothing great from Sanchez. We'll probably let him walk and pick up a different catcher. I like the power, but yeah, we'll just get a different catcher. I've got enough guys that I think that we could do that. Monasterio was pretty decent. Weimer as a lefty platoon, like to see that. Terang with 14 home runs, 270 average. Based on the 270, I need to see over 300 to possibly expect any like home run or doubles records, because I think we need 50 home runs and like 50 plus doubles, and so I would assume we need to see over, yeah, we would need to see probably over a 300 average to be able to get to that, unless Willie's 34 home runs, 31 doubles. I did sign him to an extension as well, So we have those guys signed long term. I also signed Frelick long term because I figured he would be good. And so these two we have locked up. Willie we have locked up. Yelich we have locked up. Contreras, I want to wait. He's got enough years left of arbitration where I could feel like, I don't want to have to pay him $35 million a year, but we will if we need to. And Perkins was not very good. So nothing special. 25 home runs from Churio, though. I'll take that for his rookie season. This is better than what he's actually doing in real life. So I don't know how much we're going to do in this postseason. I don't even think I'm going to make any changes. I think we're just going to go straight into it because the guys they sent down I don't think are really impactful. So first series against the Braves. This pitching rotation is not very good for us, so I don't necessarily have a lot of faith in us here. Woodruff, Hall, and then Savali for the games 1 through 3. Actually, let's do this. Because these guys did pitch better, we're going to go Ashby, Ray, and then Savali. These are our best 3 pitchers that we have this season, so that's who I want to go for this playoffs. Give me Aaron Ashby versus Spencer Strider in game 1, 1-4 loss, and in game 2, Colin Ray. We are eliminated 2-3. All right, we even have the bases loaded there. Let's stop simulating because I actually want to see. Blown in the 9th by Jacob Junis. All right, so let's sim the postseason. The Cubs defeat the Rangers in the 2024 World Series. That is also why we didn't win our division, as the Cubs were very, very good this season, which is kind of strange. Award winners, Nico Horner wins the World Series MVP, Cody Bellinger postseason MVP, and Evan Carter postseason MVP, as the Cubs win their second World Series of this century. But we made one playoff appearance. We didn't get a division title. No records yet for us this season, though. Oh, no, I just looked again. It was 2-3-6, so he wasn't close, but was getting close to the whip. We'll see if Freddie can put together another great season for us next year when he gets back healthy from his torn rotator cuff. This is kind of a nothing trade, but it gets me 3 prospects that are a little bit younger than the ones I have right here that are not going to be on the 40-man, so I can kind of save some 40-man slots. I'm also going to trade Mejia and Hobie Milner for a backup catcher that does a little bit more of what I want, gets on base more, which I value a little bit more from my backup catcher. And so we start 2025 with pretty much the same team as last year. Kind of goal. We said we were going to try to keep it together. We have Luzardo now. I'm going to put him in the starting lineup. I'm going to move Ashby to the bullpen, but we'll probably swap these guys out throughout the season, figuring out which one of these guys is the worst starter. Freddie's really the only one who's guaranteed to keep his spot here. And in the bullpen, well, we got Devin Williams here, Piamps. I brought in Clevenger off of waivers. Otherwise, we're pretty much keeping the same thing. Only thing I did was I sent Uribe down because I think he can develop a little bit more, and that walks per 9 is still kind of brutal. So that's our rotation. Lineup wise, we didn't make any changes except I brought in Travis Jankowski because he was cheap, and we haven't brought him in since the Moneyball rebuild, and he was really, really good in that. And I just kind of want to see him as a bench bat and see if he can kind of do that on our bench. Rhys Hoskins is in his last year of the contract. Unless he performs at an absolutely elite level, we will let him walk, which will give space for Tyler Black to come up next season. So whatever ends up working out for us, it'll probably be Hoskins who will be out next in order to clear the room for the next guys coming, because we have like Wilkin on their way and, a couple guys. And Cuero and all that, and that's why I brought in Garver to do this on his last year of his deal. So we've got 2 guys with expiring deals, which clear the room for the next guys to come up this upcoming season in Cuero and Black. Mitchell will probably be up as well at some point because he's basically just like the 5th outfielder that we have. So I'm also considering eventually moving Yelich to first. We'll see. I kind of want to see what value he can keep here if he stays in the DH. Because if I can get 162 games out of him every year, I'm going to try that. Anyways, this is our team for this year. Let's see if we can win our division. Corbin Burns went to the Cubs. So I tried to actually sign Corbin, but not long term, because I thought it would be great to bring him back. But I didn't want to give up a pick for the amount of money that they were asking for. So let's see if Freddie can put together another crazy season like he did last year. Maybe Cy Young, and we'll go to the draft and hopefully win this division. Starting the 2025 draft, there is a really good prospect here. Archie Machado. I don't like the hits per nine. So, he's not perfect. He's not perfect, but he's the best prospect in the class. I like what he can be. I like seeing high potential players. And there's still some other interesting players too. But I think it's pretty obvious who's going to be our number one pick if he's there. There's also this catcher. I know we don't need catchers, but I like the defensive ability. This might be a really good bench catcher to have. There's a couple guys like that. And then we obviously have all of our pitching guys. So we're going to do this. I'm going to hope that pitcher, Machado, is available, though I could see why he would not be. So at pick 21, there was a lot of guys, I like to scout position players early on in the draft. There was a lot of guys in the 5 to 10, 15 range, so I didn't expect many of them to be able to fall to me. So, and he's gone. Okay, well, that makes sense. He was the best player. He went 4th. And some of them could have. So maybe I should have scouted like this Esparza and Murillo. Spanos is still here. And then Tanaka and Soriano. So let's look quick. And then Valdez as the outfielder. Do we go with... No, I think we're going to... I think Spanos might be the better pick here. But I just want to look. Yeah, I think we'll go Spanos. And hopefully Valdez will be here for the second pick. He still is. Perfect. We get Alfonso Valdez and Lon Westbrook is still available. Let's go. Okay, so we get the 3 guys that I really wanted in this class, which leaves us with a bunch of guys who I could still get who are really interesting. I think we're going to take Acevedo because I like what he could be. And then let's see here. We've got Sanchez. We have Hinkle. Any other prospects that I missed that are good? No, I guess we'll just keep drafting position players. We will have a draft that will eventually be like all pitchers. I know that it's going to happen. I just found a decent amount of position players that I liked in this class. This is pick 127. We have 3 picks left. So let's go Tommy Robinson, Jeff Lyon, and then what's still left here? Any blues? No blue. Then we will take the reliever. Which reliever looks the most interesting? Or do we go? No, you don't take a starter with 83 potential because that's not, or with 64 to 83 because it's probably going to be a C. He would never play, but a reliever in that range could play. So do we go Bates? Yeah, I think we go Bates. All right, so that's our draft, and we are leading our division, though it is a tight race between us and the Cubs. So we will see what happens. I think we'll be in a good spot to get our first division title in this 10 years. Taking a look at our draft picks, it looks like Spanos wasn't actually as good as we thought he would be. 82 potential, kind of decent, whatever. Still, it's a pitcher. We've got a lot of pitchers that are on their way. I'm not too concerned about missing on this for an 18-year-old pitcher. He has hits per 9, walks per 9. It's the stats that I like to see from my pitching staff. The other guys, though, Valdez, Westbrook, Acevedo, these position players that we drafted, all are really, really good. To a point where I look at it, I'm like, are they going to play? Like, I've got all these guys. I've got all the other guys that are on the team right now, too. We might just have to start drafting just pitching simply because I don't know if I can afford like the space of all these guys, unless obviously we have like generational, like amazing talent in some of these picks. I mean, even Tommy Robinson here is a 91 potential at 18 years old. Like this is really, really good. And Lon Westbrook is going to be a fantastic bench catcher. but he's a bench catcher. So I don't know. I don't see him becoming anything crazy as an offensive bat, which is what you want a little bit more of. Whereas like Acevedo, this guy's going to be good offensively, but is he going to be good enough to take like a Terang spot or a Wilkins spot? Because he can only play second. So anyways, yeah, Machado was a 94 potential, so this was the preferred starting pitcher. Otherwise, we are still in first place in the division. I don't know if we're going to get any of the records, though, for individual seasons. Peralta's decent, but I don't think he's going to do enough in the last 2 months to get himself to the 2.36 ERA or the 0.95 whip. He's close, but I don't think he's going to like put together an amazing 2 months to do that. 162, we win the division. That checks off that list, and we also set the franchise record for wins in a season, winning 100 games here in 2025, meaning we have now accomplished one of the franchise records that we set to complete, of the 5 that we needed to do. Honestly, this was the easiest one of those 5 to do. So with 162 record, winning the division, that gets us a step closer. And the question is, did we get any individual records here? No awards. Ozuna wins another MVP. On the AL side, Soto wins another MVP. He actually stayed with the Yankees this time. Generally, that doesn't happen. Strider wins a back-to-back Cy Young. And it looks like Yelich put together a really good season here, hitting 331. So let's go look at this. Doubles. Okay. Oh, that's so close. All right. We're going to count the doubles as a tie. 54 doubles is a tie. So that is another individual franchise record that Yelich has now set. We could, hopefully we'll break that in the next 8 seasons, but we have individual hitting doubles. And the reason I said, oh, that's so close, is the hits record for the Brewers is 219. He hit 216. Wasn't close on batting average, meaning he had a lot more at bats, but 216 for Yelich. That's really, really good. He put together a fantastic season then. No MVP, but we're there, close. 293, 118 whip from Freddie, who is a 99 already. Woodruff didn't put together a really good season, and Ashby would put together a pretty good season here. So, pitching rotation wise, all right. No records though for us. Did he get 221 strikeouts? So I don't think 264 is such a hard number to get to. I don't think he's going to get there. How did Williams do? 36 saves. So he still hasn't gotten the franchise record for saves, and he's not going to get the single season one yet. We need, I think we need closer games is the problem. Because we're winning by too large of a margin, it seems. Our offense is too good. They send anybody down? Just Paguero, 296. They should have kept him up, honestly. So we put together a pretty good pitching season across the board. Lineups wise, they send anybody down? Jankowski, 255. Okay, so maybe we, not enough value there, I don't think, from him then. Oh, bad season from Owen Miller. We might actually have to let him walk, I think. He might not be a guy who we're going to stick around with. We'll keep him I'll keep him. We'll see if the options end up being, but he will be a guy who I think we might have to just kind of let go. Same thing with Bowers here. I don't think he's worth 1.6 million. So lineups, actual MLB lineups though, fantastic across the board. I think our offense was very, very good. Looking at the Flames, I'm just assuming. Black, not that great. Garver, okay, well, Cuero's going to come up next season anyways, so he didn't do anything, but he didn't play a lot. Mitchell, only 9 at bats. Weimer might be the odd man out, I think, in the outfield. We're going to keep playing around with the options, but I might send him down next year. He's just not doing enough. And we don't really need a lefty platoon. And you think about what our outfield has. We have Churio, Frelick, and Yelich out there. Plus, you still have Mitchell and Perkins. I don't know if we need Weimer. I don't know if we need him. Lineup wise, Bryce Terang, 306. I signed him to an extension simply because I felt like it was valuable. I thought he might be the guy to get up to hits or doubles. He looks like Yelich is already there, but maybe we can get him up there too, with 171 and 42 doubles from him. 31 home runs from Contreras, who hits 26 doubles, 366 on base. 29 home runs is really, really good. but we will see what he is asking for, because I kind of want to bring him back to compete. 30 home runs from Adames, puts together a pretty good year here. Ortiz 270, Frelick 295. He had 33 doubles. Obviously, we know that nobody's going to get better than that. And Churio with 22 home runs. And Perkins, much better year this year. So this is why I was saying Perkins is much better here. I think Weimer might be the odd man out. I don't think I need to make any changes. I can check again because I'm blanking on if... No, we'll just go with it. Oh, we can bring up Paguero instead of Ray. So let me do that. We're going to go bring up Paguero. And then we will call and send down Colin Ray. This will be our pitching rotation. We will actually be able to play with Freddie at the, you know... Ooh, do I want Uribe up? Yeah, whatever. We'll do it. We'll actually have Freddie in this first game. And we have a bye here. So this is our chance to put together something really, really good. So let's see what we got. Cincinnati. Freddie Peralta versus Andrew Abbott in Game 1. 6-2 victory. Game 2, Woodruff versus Lodolo. That's a 15-2 victory. Absolute annihilation by us as Yelich gets a triple, a home run, 3 RBIs. Contreras gets 4 RBIs. Yeah, great. Game 3 against Cincinnati. Savali, that is our way to the NLCS. If we win this, this is our pennant. So let's see. We have had enough time that I would say that Peralta can go, and then Woodruff, and then Savali. We will let those guys go. Against Philadelphia, Freddie Peralta versus Aaron Nolan, Game 1. 6-9. Freddie gets absolutely lit up in this one. Woodruff versus Ranger Suarez in Game 2. We win that one, 7-6. Game 3, Aaron Savali versus Zach Wheeler, 7-2. We are up 2-1. It's a big one. Aaron Ashby versus Christopher Sanchez, 2-4 loss. It is a 2-2 series. They want us to go, so they're going to go Nola. I'm going to go Luzardo. We'll do it. Game 5. We lose that one, 3-1. Maybe I should have went Freddie, but let's see. Freddie versus Zach Wheeler in Game 6. He has a no-hitter. Let's watch it. He has a no-hitter in Game 6 of the NLCS.
Good evening to those joining us.
Can he keep it up? I mean, I think we get the win, but can he get the no-hitter?
You're just in time. Freddie Peralta hasn't allowed a hit through 6, so 9 more outs to go for the no-no.
Try to lay down a bunt.
And it's 0-2.
can only imagine the nerves that some of the defensive players have right now.
A strikeout. Let's go, Freddie. Keeping the no-hitter alive here. He is putting everything on the line this game. 104 pitches. Trey Turner up to bat.
Just missed.
This pitcher's done a good job of disrupting
Ball one.
hitters' timing with the mix of pitches and changing speeds. You want to keep that front
Ooh,
foot
wild pitch.
consistent for the batter. Their swings
2-0
are
count.
constant, and that's exactly what you want on the mound.
Next off
He's getting a little wild. I think he, over 100 pitches. That's a lot
And right now, that door is still
for Freddie here.
They haven't been able to figure out pitch sequences, and it's impacting them across
He
the
walks Trey Turner.
just missed. He walked him on 4 pitches.
Well, he's
It's only his
starting
third
to look
walk on the
gas to
game.
me, and we'll see if they go to the bullpen in this spot or not.
One gone, runner at first.
Brandon Marsh up the bat.
Brandon Marsh now at the plate. There's the strike. The
That's
Phillies
strike one. He's at
are
109 pitches
here
right now.
in Game 6. Up towards right
That ball
center
should be
field.
popped up to Churio.
Sizes this one up.
Boom.
Grabs it.
That is 2 outs.
Man, 1 out.
Ninth inning, 2 outs. Is this Bryce Harper?
Man, I'm excited and
This is
nervous
Bryce
all at the
Harper.
same time right now.
Bryce Harper to finish off a no-hitter in the NLCS.
Will hit next. A chance for the no-no right here.
Strike
For
one.
a strike, 0-1. The Brewers leading by 4 here in Game 6 of the NLCS. And
That ball a little outside, 1-1 count.
Down around the knees
Can he
there.
do it?
You could see him asking where it
You got this, Freddie.
He doesn't agree, but it appears he's ready to move on to the next pitch.
Strike two, swinging strike. Pitch 114 on the way here against Bryce Harper.
The Phils down to their final strike. Fights
Fouled
that
off.
one away, still 1-2.
He has got to be exhausted right now.
Clearly trying to stay back a little bit longer for that changeup as he fouls that fastball back.
Another fouled off
Still
pitch.
1-2.
Come on, Freddie. Let's do this, Freddie. The bullpen can't throw it if you don't need to come out. 2-2 count.
And the count is 2-2.
Against Bryce Harper.
It can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches
With
and
the
grinds
pitch.
out the at-bat. I'm sure.
Here's
No!
a line drive, and that's going to end the no-hitter. It's a base hit.
That's how you lose a no-hitter in with only one batter left on the last pitch.
What remains is a no-hitter that was broken up with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the bottom of the 9th inning. No-hitters are notoriously difficult things to research. Fortunately, we benefit from some thoroughly impressive research from baseball writer Stu Thornley, who managed to track down every potential no-hitter in MLB history that was broken up in the 9th inning. He even managed to find the counts of balls, strikes, and outs at the time they were broken up. According to his findings, between 1988 and 2021, pitchers not named Dave Stieb have suffered the miserable fate of losing a no-hitter with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the 9th inning exactly 10 times. Within this same span, pitchers not named Dave Stieb have started 155,303 games, meaning that this happens to human beings not named Dave Stieb once every 15,530 starts. This is how many that is. And this, the very most heartbreaking of fates, is the one that just had to belong to Dave Stieb.
First and second, 2 down.
Devin
And now
Williams
the
should be able to get out of this,
Kyle
though.
Schwarber. Just
I would hope.
missed.
You have to be creative pitching against bad ball hitters. You got to add.
I don't necessarily feel like we need to watch this, but we're already here. So come on, Devin.
Guys like this can hurt you with pitches you wouldn't expect him to swing at.
Throw a strike, Devin.
Outside, and that's ball 2.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Dude, strike zone. Devin.
So definitely a little
Find the
wild
strike
right out of the
zone.
gate.
Well, it could be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at-bat turns out.
And they're all
Do we need
lined
to
up.
find you glasses?
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even.
Bases loaded for Alec Bohm.
Bases full, 2 gone. And now it's Alec Bohm. This is again
Oh my God.
5 in a row. Tying run at the plate.
Okay, thank you.
Out of second, and that is the ball game.
Well, you win this one 4-0.
He threw one strike.
You could have
He
exploded
threw one
more
strike.
offensively, but you also
But Freddie
realized
loses the
that
no-hitter.
sometimes it was hard to
There's
score.
only one
So
hitter.
get out of
So,
here feeling good
Game
about this
7.
win. Ultimately, there was great pitch.
We will quick manage this one. Brandon Woodruff versus Zach Wheeler. At Miller Park Field. Or Brandon Woodruff. Let's do this. Starting off, Trey Turner walks him. But we get through the first there. Now, this is a really powerful team. It is no doubt that the Phillies are one team. Oh, come on, Hoskins. The Phillies are the team that is the threat in the NL.
3. Take your base. Ball 4. 3.
But we're getting through. A single for Hoskins. A walk for Adames. Come on, Joey. Lines out.
Ball 4. Take your base. 3.
Solo home run from Jackson Chourio gives us a 1-0 lead here in the 5th. A double from Blake Perkins. Blake Perkins. Fly out. And another as Yelich hits him in. 2-0 lead.
He's safe. 3. Out.
2-1 lead. I kind of don't want to. Oh, let's go. Okay. Thank you for the extra run there. Chourio gets another one in. 4-1 lead. Single from Perkins. Terang strikes out. It is the top of the 7th. We will make a pitching change, and we will go. I don't want to go Uribe. I think our best relievers this season were. I think we'll go Hudson. Great. Okay, well, it's at least we only gave up one. Pitching change. We will go to Piamps, who got lit up. So, oh my God, guys.
Take your base. Ball 4.
Pinch running at first base.
Why is the bullpen like this?
Buddy Kennedy.
Double from Frelick. A run scored for Churio.
Ball 4.
Perkins walks. Terang scores 2 runs.
Now pitching for the Phillies.
Yelich walks. Contreras walks. Ground out. Okay. Devin Williams. Fly out. Walk. Fly out. Enter the game. We're going to watch Devin Williams throw 13 straight balls and then hopefully win this game.
Welcome if you just joined us, John Shelby and Chris Singleton.
All right. Team select. Let's go, Devin. You have Bryce Harper.
Williams throws to first.
That would have been sweet if you just got him out right there.
Well, at least you got the pitcher thinking a little bit.
You have Bryce Harper here, the top of the 9th to go to the World Series.
Harper.
He threw a strike. Sorry that my doubts are with Devin Williams, but he did not give me a lot of confidence. Let's do this, Devin. With the pitch. And he gives a grounder up to Bryce Harper. Churio throws it in. Looks like men on the corners. Because he just can't just end a game for me safely. Against Kyle Schwarber. He's probably going to pitch around Schwarber again. 1-0 count. With the pitch. That ball is up and deep.
Perkins going back on this one.
We're going to the World Series. In 2025, we go to the World Series. Devin Williams gets the save, despite almost not. So that's our pennant that we needed. We now have 1 pennant, tying the current history of the Brewers, and we will go on to take on the Astros in the World Series. All right, what do we got? We're gonna go Savali game 1. I actually probably should, because I think we need to let Freddie rest a little bit. So we will go. Yeah, this is fine. Freddie in game. No, I want Freddie here so that he can pitch game 7 if we need him. All right. Game 1, Savali versus Javier. Devin Williams blows the save. You know, I hate him. Ashby versus Roki Sasaki. Ashby gets through that one, 7-2. Freddie versus Christian Javier in game 3. 10-6 victory. Great game for Freddie. We're up 2-1. Brandon Woodruff versus Framber Valdez. We win that one 7-6. We are up 3-1. All right. We will quick manage. We will let Luzardo pitch because we have enough of a lead that I think that we can get this. This will be their first ever World Series if we can do this. Giving up a run in the first is not a good start. But Contreras responds quickly. Hoskins gets on base and a pop-up.
3. Ball 4. Take your base.
We just have a really powerful offense, so I like what we have. I like our chances here. Walk. Fielder's choice. Yelich gets a single. We have a man on first and third. I need a sac fly. Boom. That is a 2-1 lead. You always take the run if you have the chance to. Single for Joey Ortiz. Walk from Frelick. Ground out. We have a man on second and third. I can't pitch hit. Okay. All right. Hit by pitch. Luzardo gets out of that. In the bottom of the 5th. Single from Yelich. Fielder's choice. And strikeout.
Ball 4. Take your base.
He gets out of that one. Single from Adames. Strikeout. Frelick strikes out and a fly out. I have no faith in this bullpen, but it's against righties though. And okay, we're gonna have to. I need to make the pitching change. I need a righty. Do I trust Peguero? Yep.
Now pitching for the Brewers.
Okay, we get through that. I just the bullpen scares me, you know. Single from Yelich and a strikeout. All right, we have a lefty and then 2 righties. We will make another pitching change here. We will go Piamps. Altuve gets on, and we get out of that one. Bottom of the 8th. Give me an insurance run, guys. Ground out, fly out, single, strikeout. Oh, I don't want to go to Devin Williams, but I will. Strikeout. Devin Williams! Oh my God, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Single. Strikeout. Fielder's choice. Single. Oh, we can't watch it. But Contreras, we win the World Series. Oh my God, I hate Devin Williams. We win our World Series. I'm sorry that we couldn't watch it. I don't like to jump in and have to watch the whole time normally. But we win our first World Series. Starting our dynasty here. 2025 World Series. I hate Devin Williams. You don't deserve the win. Once you get your career saves, I want you gone. Actually, no. He's too good to say that. But like, Garrett Mitchell, World Series MVP. Bryce Durang, playoff MVP. We're World Series champions. I want a reliever that I can trust after having a near heart attack in the World Series and the playoff run entirely last season. And I know he's not been good so far in this rebuild, but like, he was very, very good in our Mariners one. And so I want Gregory Santos. We're going to give him Bowers, Monasterio, and Colin Ray. I know it's a lot to give up, and you can see that we are not winning this deal, but I also know that I have guys I want to come up, and I want to see if we can possibly maybe add a short-term free agent move. Because I don't see Bowers, Monasterio, and Ray being part of this team long-term. I didn't mean to sign him, but they were offering him so little. I lowballed him and just offered $13 million a year for Vlad Guerrero Jr., and we just got him for $90 million. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with the first base spot now. So going into 2026, we have a slightly new roster, not intentionally, strictly because the Blue Jays lowballed Vlad Guerrero and nobody else decided to pay for him. We ended up getting him on a pretty cheap deal. I'll take it. So our pitching rotation this year is basically the same. I brought in Bickford off of the Rule 5 and Santos out of that trade, but otherwise it's the same. I think I just have, I had to keep some of the other guys down this year that I've normally had up. When it comes to the lineup, we did make a few changes. See, because I went out and I got Jurickson Profar with the idea of saying, hey, that's why I lost Monasterio, because I was like, I'm going to bring in Profar to be that utility guy to get on base. And then Vladdy came. And that changes things because Hoskins is here. And the reason why this also messes up some things that we're going to do is because Freddie is on an expiring deal. He's also asking for like a max. I don't have the money for that. We are going to offer it in the offseason and hope that we can keep him. And so when it comes to at the end of this season, we have to ask ourselves, who are we willing to get rid of? I think Profar will probably be a guy who's going to be out. Talking about Hoskins, probably a guy who's going to be out now that we've got Vladdy. And I would hope that Tyler Black is ready to come up too to be that backup first baseman. But there's probably some more guys. I think Savali needs to probably go at that point. I signed him back, but I think he's going to have to leave because we're going to need cash. We're just going to be a little cash strapped. I signed Luzardo to an extension, and I hope he's going to be good. We're going to have to figure this out. This is going to be a very, very tight budget coming into this next season. However, this season on its own, we should be World Series favorites. We just won the World Series last year, and our team got better. Now, knowing MLBtheshow and knowing our luck, Freddie's going to tear his ACL somehow, and Yelich is going to get hurt rounding the bases and break an ankle, and we are going to go below 500. But I think this team has possibility to run it back and win back-to-back World Series, which would be a goal. We have already tied and accomplished several of our franchise goals. The only things now are going to be a lot of these individual goals that we need to do. Devin Williams should break the franchise saves record as a career this season. It's not a high number. And where's Freddie at for strikeouts, actually, now that I think about it? Freddie's at 1150. He should break the franchise record for strikeouts, too. Now, that's 2 pitching records. The question is, can we get any single season records? Those are harder to get. I hope that we can, but we will see.
All right. We said we needed to save some money. And so the way we're going to do that is we're going to give up Savali, Hoskins, and Wilson, 3 of the most expensive contracts that we have. We are only going to get Brandon Pfaadt back in return. We are giving Diamondbacks a really good first baseman. We are giving them a really good pitcher. We're giving them a really good reliever. And we're getting salary relief. Because I need to re-sign Peralta. And Hoskins isn't playing. So we have the last pick of this draft, so we're just going to kind of start right away. There's a lot of really interesting prospects in this, and this is actually a draft where I wish we didn't have first rounds. There's a lot of really good first rounders, but we are also at pick 30. We're late enough where I'm kind of like, I wish I just had a bunch of picks in like the 40, 50, 60 range, and I could just have like 10 of those. I just want all my second round picks, but we're not going to get those. So the question is, what's all going to be here? One, we've got this really good pitcher who's still there. Then we've got a really good third baseman here too. Another interesting pitcher. And I don't know, because I have so many guys on my board here. I don't know who's all really going to be there. There's so many guys like right here that have these really interesting contact stats, and I love me some really interesting contact stats. I like guys that get on base. Kenji Chan. I think I need to take him no matter what. But I think what we have to do, just based on how our scouting has been going, we actually have not been hitting top end pitching talent as consistently as we normally do. Oh, and there was also that left fielder who looked really interesting, but he might be gone. Can't remember. There's so many guys in this class that I liked. I think what we're going to do is we either go... No, we're going to go Marcus Mora over Guzman. And the reason for that, I know that Guzman has a higher potential range, is hits per 9, walks per 9 are more valuable stats to have. We're going to take Marcus Mora with our first pick. And he's gone with our second. And so do we go position player? Do we take Jaime Del Villar? I think we do. Yeah. Exactly what I was saying. Contact. I like that. All right. I do want to get one of these catchers. Ooh, but the one I really liked is gone. Okay. So we are going to take... This might not be the most reasonable pick. I just like that crazy amount of contact that Kenji Chan has. And so I want him. And now, just taking a look at prospects, we still have this top-end reliever. We have 2 top-end relievers, actually. And so which one do we take? I think we take the one who's probably the highest potential. I just want to get players that can be useful for us. And looks like most of those position players are now gone, which is fine because we did get 2. We can go with Bonilla. I think we will do that. Caraballo is still here, though I don't like his stats that much. So I think we're going to go Pete Hamlin as a reliever. And now we're kind of limited. Okay. So, view prospects. What guys are still here at the top? Russell Park. I'm going to go Ryan Benjamin, I think. This is more of a... Yeah. This is more of a just get the potential at the back end of this draft. And we have one guy left, which is a reliever. Or Ken Watanabe, who could be really good. Let's just do it. We'll take the risk with the last pick. That's the last pick of our draft.
and we will see what we get. And so, taking a look at our draft picks, I think we did a pretty good job here. Marcus Mora, 85 potential. It's not top end potential. I know that there could have been better, but the hits per nine, the stats he's good at are the ones you want to see a pitcher good at. And also, I know his stamina is not that high. That could make him a potential very interesting long reliever down in the road. And also just knowing what pitching guys that we have, this could be really cool to have. We have Del Villar is oh my God, contact. Love him. Love this guy already. Kenji Chan wasn't necessarily very good, but hey, look, he will be a fantastic bench bat. Bush, that'll be a really good really good relief prospect to be able to sit on. Bonilla will be a nice prospect. Hamlin is basically exactly what he is already. Good hits per nine, good walks per nine. Benjamin is really far away, and Watanabe is really nothing. Just kind of a swing pick that we took. I want to see what that other pitcher was that we didn't take. Oh, he'll be like here. He'll be in a second. I might have went past it. I was looking at first round picks and I remembered that he'll be the second pick because we had that last pick. Not Blanco, not Marlin. Is it Otto? No. I'm already forgetting. That was the catcher I liked. Okay, I'm not that mad. I can't find him, and that means that I didn't miss out on something crazy. So there is one game left in the season. He is at a 2.46 ERA, 0.95 WHIP. If he pitches 3 innings without giving up like a hit or a walk, we can get this. We'll just hope. 162 for the second straight season. We win the division. And I know what you're really waiting on. You need to know, did he do it? Did he do it? Well, first off, Cy Young, I feel like, has got to be his, right? So Freddie Peralta gets the Cy Young as expected. Hank Aaron goes to Vladdy. MVP goes to Vladdy. So we got one of our MVPs as well, and a Cy Young this season. And 142 RBIs. That is the RBI record for the single season Brewers. He gets 142. The record was 141. I think that he'd probably surpass this in a future season. So he did not get the ERA. That was 2.36. That's a kind of ridiculously high ERA to get. 273 strikeouts. That's an insane season, but I knew it was coming. We saw that beforehand. He was at 266. 273. Did he get the whip? Did he get the whip in that last game? Yes, he did. 9.3 whip. That means he has broke the record for whip in a season for the Milwaukee Brewers, as well as strikeouts in a season for the Milwaukee Brewers, including strikeouts for a career for the Milwaukee Brewers. I don't think he got WAR, though. I don't think that was going to happen. I need to double check because I don't have that up at the moment. The WAR, I don't think that was really possible looking at the pitching stats. Yeah, 9.4. He was never going to be able to get that. I don't think that record is possible. But knowing that single season, we have 2. We have whip and we have Ks. We have met our single season pitching record goal in year 3, thanks to Freddie Peralta. And in addition, our franchise records, now that we got the RBIs, now that we've got the saves, and now that we've got not RBIs, our franchise records, we've got 2 with saves and strikeouts, thanks to Devin Williams getting 4 saves this season, and then him passing the 1226 by Giovanni Gallardo. I don't know if we'll be able to keep him. I'm going to do what I can to see what we can make Freddie Peralta. I think we might even trade Devin Williams. We've got what we need out of Devin Williams. So we have the saves, we have the Ks, we have 2 of them. We still need we need a lot more in order to be able to get there. But I like what I've seen. Freddie Peralta with an amazing season, getting us a Cy Young, beating out Corbin Burns as the runner-up too. So MVP was Vladdy, Yordan on the other side, Bieber on this side. So just for reference, I quick managed the last game, so I did know a little bit. I quick managed it. I started Woodruff for 3 innings, then I put in Freddie for 3 innings, and then I put in Devin Williams for 3 innings. I didn't even mess with it. I think we won like 14-4 in that game. And so it was basically up to Freddie to not give up. I think he needed I did the math, like one walk and one hit. He had to give up less than 2 in that 3 innings that I was giving him. I think he probably could have got, that was just like the math. But yeah, he does it. Leads the league in strikeouts, ERA, whip. He obviously didn't get the ERA record. Now that is something we could pursue next season, maybe. Because like it's possible. Tyler Wells did it right here in 2-3 with the 2-3-2. So it's possible. We didn't get saves though. So, and Yelich was close there too. And we're still 2 home runs away from the home run record as our guys have absolute insane power now. Batting WAR, I don't think that record is, I can't remember what that single season, 10.6. We're going to need an insane season, like a Churio season probably down the road in order to be able to do that. But, and Tyler Wills would have done that too. So, pitching rotation, Freddie, 2.43, 3.93 whip. Woodruff was a good pitcher. Fott was a good pitcher. Ashby was all right. Luzardo was not. Do we trade Luzardo too, maybe? I just need to save money. Do we trade Luzardo? I think we might have to. Just to save that cash. And just bring up Mizorowski and Gasser now. I need to save money. We need to find a way to get him back. Devin Williams, 37 saves. He has now broken that. He is at 163. He's not necessarily been great. Let's let this postseason decide if he stays. Because Santos could just be the closer, honestly. I'd be full on board with Santos being the closer with how good he is. So he pitched 66 innings, 136, 83 whip for him in 66 innings. That's an insane season too. All right, lineup wise, oh my God, they're all hot. That's what you like to see going into a playoff run. Jankowski was pretty good on the bench this year. I don't think anybody else here is notable. Black didn't do much. Weimer didn't do much when he was up. I'll probably have him go down and Jankowski up. Profar 297 was pretty good. We're probably going to have to trade him to make room for Freddie. Mitchell 323 was very good in his limited time. Cuero wasn't that great. 299 with 170 hits for Bryce Terang, doing what we want from him, getting 43 doubles. He can probably get up to that 54 level. Yelich with 194 hits this season, 38 doubles, 39 home runs. So transferred some of that double power into home runs again. Contreras, 39 home runs, 30 doubles, 292 on, average. 183 hits, 39 doubles, 48 home runs from Vladdy, who we caught stealing 10 times, who I think is our best shot at getting that home run record. Adames' potential went up, so that's good to see too, because he could possibly get some of those home runs. Frelick up to 263, 30. I mean, this team is, we talked about it in the beginning. I am fully aware that this franchise is not hard to win World Series with. That's why we're pursuing these records more than anything. And the fact that we've got some of the hard ones out of the way already means that we can probably chill for the future seasons, knowing that the pitching is done. We've got single season pitching done. Now we put a better closer in and we get saves, and we've gotten that. And then the other one, because we don't have any career pitching. Like, our pitching just needs to get us World Series now. We do want another Cy Young, so that's why I'm trying to bring Freddie back. But single season saves, we just get whatever closer saves the most. And Williams, if he's not giving up, I mean, he's not getting opportunities because our pitching is just, our offense is too dominant. Like, I think standings wise, we were tied with the Cubs. But look at the amount of runs scored compared to them. We scored 888 runs. The only one who was close was the Astros. Maybe we get a rematch in the World Series if we do another run like that. So, let's go. What do we want to? I think we have this set how we want it actually already. Yeah, we just wanted to bring up Jankowski instead. Move up. Not like he's gonna play, but I'd rather have him up than Weimer, who didn't do anything this year. And so, into the postseason, getting our second division title, we play the Padres. Freddie Peralta in game 1. I'm going to go quick manage. I just want to check to see how much stamina he has, to see if we... Okay, he's good. They reset stamina. We're good. Game 1, Peralta versus Waldron, 14-3 victory. Game 2, Woodruff versus Musgrove, 5-4 victory. And game 3, Fott versus Lesko. It's a 2-3 loss because you gave up 3 runs in the 9th. Yeah, he's gone. I'm done with him. I'm done with him. He's gone. Okay, never mind. Devin Williams is gone. Aaron Ashby versus Ryan Bergert. We win that one 11-2. I can't believe he's been that bad. Okay, Luzardo versus Burns in game 1. It's a 9-2 victory. Game 2, Freddie Peralta versus Imanaga, 5-7 losses. Okay, but then the guy that I brought in to be... I just hate bullpens, man. I hate bullpens. Woodruff versus Steele, 1-3 loss. We're down 2-1 as Fott goes against Burns in this game, 5-4 victory. We're going to keep our main guys. We're going to go Ashby versus John Means in this one, 6-5. We are up 3-2 right now. Luzardo versus Imanaga is a 10-7. We get our second pennant, meaning we have now accomplished 4 of the 5 franchise records we were pursuing, getting 2 pennants, 1 World Series so far. We just need the division titles and then the playoff appearances. Okay, Freddie versus Sasaki in game 1 is a 5-3 victory. Game 2, Woodruff versus Garcia is a 7-5 victory. Fott versus Javier, 6-5 loss there in that one. Ashby versus McCullers is an 11-2 victory. We are up 3-1. And the Brewers win the World Series. Back-to-back World Series in this one, as we win that one at the end, meaning that Terang scored all of those in the 9th. Or maybe it was a 3-run home run I think it was a 3-run home run. Vladdy hit a 3-run home run in game 6 of the World Series, or game 5 of the World Series, to win us a second World Series in a row. Give him the award. World Series MVP goes to Joey Ortiz, and playoff goes to Joey Ortiz. So maybe Joey Ortiz was great too. That's 2 World Series now for us as we continue our dynasty. And now for the hard part. Can we retain Freddie Peralta? All right. This is going to seem like an extremely risky, dumb move. We don't know if we're going to get Freddie back. But I want to do what I can to save the cash in order to be able to try. And so Luzardo, Profar, and Devin Williams are going to be out the door. In return, we're going to get Garrett Whitlock, who is a cheaper pitcher. He's not as good as Luzardo. He's not long-term, so we're losing in that deal. We're getting at least a pitching prospect, and we're getting a worse reliever, too. So we are getting 3 worse players. No doubt, we are getting 3 worse players in this deal, but it saves us money. And that contract is in ink. Let's go! Freddie Peralta's back. He's so expensive. Okay, keeping the team together now. How are we going to compete for another World Series? See if we can get a three-peat with now a $37 million contract for Freddie Peralta on top of the ridiculously expensive Yelich contract. And now we don't have our top closer. We'll see. I think Santos might be that savior there in that aspect. Hopefully Uribe can come up and end up being a little bit better this upcoming season. We need something. I need something. But I am confident now with Freddie here that we can get a second Cy Young. Somehow, in some magical way, keeping our team together, we are going into the 2027 season. I'm still stunned that we were able to keep this team together at all. We have no money. We are technically over budget. We don't have anybody coming up this season, thankfully, besides this move right here, which you can see that we made in the Rule 5, which was shocking to me that I could get in the Rule 5. This is part of the problem of me doing all those long-term deals that I did, was because they are going to eventually cost me money, like Terang and Frelick. and then Churio's deal and Black's deal and all of that. So that's the core, you know. We have 3 years left of the Yelich contract. Once that's up, at least I think we'll be okay. A lot of years left of the Contreras contract. Yeah, we don't have money. I mean, we're a poor team, and I'm trying to pay them World Series caliber money. You know, when you think about it, though, in the history of the Brewers, they weren't able to keep CeCe Sabathia. They weren't able to keep Zach Greinke. They weren't able to keep Corbin Burns. So Freddie Peralta's the guy. He's the one we were able to keep. And he got a Cy Young, just like all the other guys were able to do in their career. But we are keeping him in Milwaukee. Is he going to put up a season like that? No. I am expecting a full-on, 5 ERA season from Freddie this year. It's just knowing how this game works. We're going to have a 5 ERA season. We're going to win 87 games, win the wild card, despite putting together an absolutely ridiculous team. Our rotation is the same. The only difference is I got Kopech on Rule 5. So, yeah, I'm bringing in Kopech to be our Devin Williams. Though I'm going to have actually Santos be the closer because I like Santos in the closing role. As a Bernardino. I feel like this is like an all-star selection of players in my bullpen that I get every time because I like all of them. Bickford, Kopech, Bernardino, Santos. All right, lineup-wise, we made no changes. The only thing is we obviously don't have Profar anymore, so it's just one less guy here. We are running the same team otherwise, hoping to be able to run it back once again, get another division title, get another World Series. We have 2 division titles. We need to get 3 more. But hey, this is only year 4. Year 4, and we've already accomplished this much. I feel like this video is going to be 6 hours long. So we just made that whole big deal about the whip and all that and trying to get it with Freddie. Well, because the reason I was so stressed is because I didn't know if we'd be able to bring him back. A little insight. Right now, I think last time I checked, both Freddie and Woodruff are currently in that status of in the under 1 whip, under 2.5 ERA. They might have slipped a little bit in the last month since I last checked, but it's going to be hard for them to not. Did somebody take the guy that I literally discovered? I'm mad. I discovered a pitcher, so he was not ranked. And somebody else found him too. I love it when that happens. Okay, well, let's go look at actually interesting prospects because now all of a sudden the guys that I liked are no longer there. I guess we could take Roscoe Whitmore. Maybe I need to start scouting some of these position players a little bit more. Emilio Sanchez. Let's take the pitcher. Draft Roscoe Whitmore. Emilio Sanchez is still there. That makes that a lot easier. And now with our next pick, I think I want a reliever, and I really like that, guys. Would I still like Herbert Hairston? Yeah, we're going to go Herbert first. And Parker Carey's still here. So perfect. Now, one thing that we do have to kind of mention when we're doing all these drafts right now is that because of the amount of guys that we have in our system that we have drafted that are, one, the draft picks that we've made, but also think about all the players that I have to long-term deals right now. I don't know if any of these guys are going to make it up. That's why I don't mind drafting guys that are right here, Rich Davison, who is so far away, because I'm stashing him. My point of drafting them is to stash them. I don't mind that because I know that also, I'm not in any rush at all to take any of these players. Well, okay, this is bad. We'll draft you, I guess, the last pick. But none of these guys will probably play for us with how stacked our team is. So. And that's another great draft here as 84, 86 potential, 87 potential. I didn't realize these were both second basemen. Hairston's closer, so he could come up soon. Sanchez is a nice stash. Whitmore is a nice stash. Carey could come up soon as a reliever. I like to see the 80-plus potential for all three relievers that we drafted there. Everett George was whatever. He was the last pick anyways. And then Rich Davison is a fantastic stash at first. Like, that was the goal. Draft guys that we can stash. And honestly, I might not draft for a couple seasons here. We might, because we've got so many players that I'm going to start running out of guys. I'm just going to let the computer do it, and then we'll just figure it out. An even better season. We go 101-61 here in 2027. Getting another division title. That is now 3. If I believe. Yeah, 3. And another 101 season now, getting our top one there. Taking a look at awards, did we get a second Cy Young from Freddie? Yes, we did. So now we have our 2 Cy Youngs, both from Freddie. He was even in the MVP race. 252 strikeouts this time from him. Acuna gets the MVP. Jordan gets the MVP. Freddie gets the Cy Young easily. 278, 252 strikeouts, 0.98 whip. Another fantastic season from Freddie Peralta. As what we're hoping is maybe he can be the WAR. Maybe he can get the WAR. Probably not. Pitching WAR does not really does not calculate very much in MLB The Show, so we can hope, but I doubt it. Woodruff was even third though. So you love to see that. Jesse Winker at the top. MLB strikeouts, wins, saves 51. That means we've got the saves record too. So Terang, stolen bases, and runs, Yelich. Oh, wow. Batting average, we obviously didn't get anybody up there. Hits, we obviously didn't get to 219. You would see that if we did. 47 doubles from Yelich as he attempts to get up to 54. Home runs. Yeah, nobody even close to getting to 50 in the MLB as a whole, actually. And a little worse year from everybody ERA wise, so it doesn't look like we really had anybody getting a shot at it. But we did get the saves from from Santos, so that was the goal. We said we were going to move Williams because he wasn't getting it. Santos comes in, gets us our saves record there. So that's our league leaders. Pitching rotation, they send anybody down. Just Bernardino, who I think I sent down because he was not doing very, very well, which is fine by me. DL Hall, 4.5, 4.5, 2.76, 4 from Abner, 2.27 from Kopech. Hudson with a 4.47. And Santos, 3.81, 1.17 whip. A little bit worse. I mean, ERA and everything was a little bit worse, but 51 saves. He's got the saves record now in a season for us, meaning that is our single season pitching records. We now have 3. I don't think we can get to the ERA one, to be honest. I can hope, but I don't see it happening now. I don't think Freddie can put together 3 straight seasons like this. This is his 4th straight year under a 3 ERA. I can hope, but I don't see it. And that one, he got hurt. This is probably the closest we would get to it. But otherwise, like, the rest of the pitching staff was still really, really good. We've got Mizorowski and Gasser coming up soon. So the question is, like, they all have 1 year left, I think. I think everybody has 1 year left, pretty much, besides Freddie. So we'll see what we have to do with the pitching rotation to make this work. I do see Ashby becoming more of a bullpen arm than anything, and I think that would be useful for us to have him in the bullpen. But I don't know. Lineup-wise, they sent anybody down? Jankowski, yeah, okay, he's done. Owen Miller I brought up. Otherwise, yeah, this team has been phenomenal across the board. Joey Weimer. 252, 293 from Garrett Mitchell. I didn't have Wilkin up. Caro has not been that impressive, but we haven't needed him to be. Terang, 303, 175 hits, 36 doubles, 16 home runs from him as he led the league in stolen bases this year. I didn't even check what the record for stolen bases was, but I'm pretty sure that Terang will get to it if he continues up this pace. Yelich, 181 hits, 47 doubles, 33 home runs. Contreras, 28 home runs for us. Yelich is approaching now. I don't know. I think he'll get to it. The home runs for a career. We'll have to subtract the home runs from Miami, but I think he can get there in like 2 years. So he should end up breaking the franchise home run record. Now the question is, can he do it with hits before he regresses? I doubt it. Terang is more likely to be that guy, but he did start a little late. So we'll see. Vladdy, 38 home runs, 270. Adames, 280, 26 home runs. I mean, hey, he could do it too, home run wise. And he's younger. Frelick, good year from him. Yeah, Ortiz was good. Churio was not. Churio had a bad year here. 219, 278 on base. I need to see a little bit more from the guy who's supposed to be our future. He has not been the most impressive. If you look at his career WAR, you don't really like that. He's not really progressing at a level that you'd want to see. Perkins is getting worse, so Perkins might go to the bench next season for Garrett Mitchell. As we continue to make space, knowing that we also have Wilkin, who's probably got to come up here very soon as well. And Black as well. All right. Pitching rotation, we didn't have to make any changes, I don't believe. Nope. And lineups, we didn't make any changes. Let's do this. All right. Trying to three-peat here. We are playing Atlanta. So Freddie versus Elder in game 1. 1-4 loss as Freddie gets lit up. Woodruff versus Smith-Shawver. 4-2 victory. Font versus Strider in game 3. Gives us a chance for a save. And even when I don't have Devin Williams. Okay. 1-2 series. We lose that one. Thanks, bullpen guys. The Twins defeat the Braves in the 2027 World Series. Royce Lewis wins World Series MVP. Sean Murphy on the other side, and Royce Lewis here as the bullpen blows it. We don't really have to worry about anything. I think in the offseason, we pretty much have everybody under contract. Entering year 5, 2028, we are once again considered the best team in all of baseball. Freddie Peralta, Brandon Woodruff. We're bringing up Mlbtheshow this season to be our pitcher. He's 26. I don't necessarily know if he's going to be very good, but he's got a cannon. I hope that can be good, and we can have Hall and Ashby, or if he's not good, we'll move one of them over here. As I did say, Ashby would probably be more of a bullpen arm for the future. Otherwise, our bullpen is the same. We did lose Kopech. I could not bring him back. I don't remember where he signed, but for a lot more money than I was willing to offer. Lineup-wise, same team. We just brought Wilkin up, and then I have Mitchell instead of Perkins playing. So, yeah, it's the same team. We're running it back. I am no longer going to be doing the drafting, simply because we just have too many guys right now, and I don't think I need to continue to stack up this farm system. We just don't have money. That's the issue, is we're broke. We have Woodruff coming off, Whitlock coming off, Ashby coming off, Pyamps. I got a lot of guys that are about to be free agents here, and not a lot of money. In only his second outing, Jacob Mlbtheshow's working on a no-hitter going into right now the last out. I jumped in, watched it, saw what he could do here. He's got, I think Freddie got one in one of his Cy Young seasons, but I didn't show it because whatever. But Mlbtheshow, if he gets this one, I mean, come on. Or, I didn't jump in or whatever and watch because he was getting shutouts every other game. Okay, 1-0 count for Nick Gonzalez with the pitch.
Defense has been a huge
All
factor
fouled
today,
off.
but a chance for the no-no right here.
I mean, his pitch
If he gets this in his second outing, I am really.
Pitch to contact, let the defense work behind him. That's why he's still
Another
in the
foul,
game here
1-2
tonight.
count.
The 1-1
Can he
is fouled
get
off.
a no-hitter
You just
in
don't
only
see
his
it that
second
much anymore.
appearance
A guy
in the
being
majors?
this efficient and getting this deep
Jacob
into the
Mlbtheshowski
game.
with the
I
pitch
wonder if
against
he's
Nick
gonna be able to
Gonzalez.
close it out.
Throws in the dirt.
Something about that
2-2.
ninth inning, but being at under 100 pitches, he's still got plenty of fuel left in the tank.
Here we are with the pitch.
Mlbtheshowski is
Strikeout. He gets it. That's a no-hitter for Jacob Mlbtheshowski in only his second MLB appearance. he gets a no-hitter. Just add to the accolades, baby. Add to the accolades. And in 2028, aka year 5, we go 108-54 and win our division. That is 4 straight division titles. Though I don't know. Okay, sorry. I just looked. I know that Freddie and Woodruff go at the end, so I'm curious if we're going to get another Cy Young here. We do. Freddie, 3 Cy Youngs in a row for Freddie. And an MVP for Freddie. With the runner-up being Christian Yelich. So we have 2 MVPs. We have now accomplished our 2 MVPs and our... And here's the thing. If it wasn't Freddie, if you're like, oh, pitchers shouldn't win MVPs, Yelich would have won it. So we got our 2 MVPs and our 2 Cy Youngs already. Perfect. Freddie gets the MVP and Cy Young, putting together another crazy season for another 250 plus strikeout year, 3 years in a row where it's just, oh my God, Freddie is, I'm so glad we could re-sign him. With Yelich having a fantastic year, 43 home runs for him as he continues to add his power back, 279 with another 183 hits. I think that means that basically he needs 1 season, because this is 39 plus 16. So that's 450. Oh my God, don't make me do math. 55, 59. So we need 352 plus 59. So he needs to basically get about 425 career home runs. He has 2 more years left. He will do that. Cy Young easily is Freddie Peralta. In the AL side, oh my God, Shane Bieber would have done that for us right there. 196 and .92 for him. Oh my God, Shane Bieber, fantastic year. MVP goes to Bobby Witt. I don't think I've seen him win one of these in here. So that's awesome. Okay, all right. Otherwise, that was our awards. League leaders: Peralta, shutouts, complete games, innings pitched, whip, WAR, yeah, home runs and runs for Yelich, as he puts together one of his best seasons again. Terang with 47 doubles. We said that he was going to be a doubles machine. Also, he's a 97 overall. I think he's like a 91 potential, maybe 90 potential, something like that. So he has gone up in potential every season for him to still be doing this. And honestly, if he was playing more, maybe he could get up to 200 hits. I think this is the guy who would, if we get to 219 hits, it'll be him. If we get to the 353 average, it would be him, unless Yelich puts together a crazy season. I'm noticing Vladdy is not here as much anymore. Ooh, who'd they send down? Oh, they just moved him. Oh, because they brought Gasser up? And they sent Santos down. Santos led the league in saves, and they sent him. Oh, C potential. Okay. That's rough. Santos was really, really good for us in the Mariners rebuild, but he looks like he is getting worse every year. I think we have 1 more year of arbitration on him. We will bring him back, but I don't know if he'll be the closer next year. I might move Uribe into that spot. Or Brian Hudson, who's 30, who has 1 year left. Yeah, we move Uribe into that spot. Amps, okay. He's on his last year of his deal. Ashby was good. DL Hall was good. Freddie was obviously phenomenal. Garrett Whitlock, 296, 1-1 whip in his last season with us. But man, we brought him in just as like a cheap replacement. And he was really, oh, Fat is who they sent down. 447. He wasn't even that bad. So we will have to make some changes here. But good team all around, lineup wise. I know I check him every year, but I know he doesn't play. Blake Perkins is just continuously getting worse. I think he's done. He's done for us. And that's the only guy that I think they sent down. So, MLB level. Tyler Black, 345. What do we need? 353? I don't know if you could classify this as counting. Maybe we would. We would put a question mark on the Tyler Black if he got to 353 in that. Because that is 171 at bats. It's a lot. Maybe we need 200. Caro's pretty good. And Terang actually got cold at the end of the season. Yelich, 279. Contreras hits 26 home runs as he is starting to regress, it looks like. A 280 average. Vladdy, 26 home runs. He is also what was this? Why is the power disappearing, guy? Willie, another 28 home run season. I feel like that's just where he likes to sit. Frelick, 300 average. All right. I'm gonna have to fix our rotation before we play our first playoff series. So let me go do that. Taking on the San Francisco Giants in round 1, we've got Freddie Peralta versus Max Fried in game 1. That's a 6-9 loss as DL Hall seems to have given up all those late extra innings runs because you know me, it wouldn't be my team if my bullpen didn't absolutely burn the game. All right, game 2, Garrett Whitlock versus Logan Webb is a 1-5 loss. Game 3, Fott versus Kyle Harrison. He should be able to get through that. 4-0 victory as he gets a shutout. Woodruff versus Hicks in game 4 is a 4-5 loss as, guess what? Bullpen. That's in the 13th. Okay, I can't really complain that much. Simming the rest of the postseason, the Braves defeat the Orioles in the 2028 World Series. Kazuma Akamoto wins World Series MVP, though that's probably a pinch hit. Ozzie Albies, postseason MVP, and Jackson Holliday. So, 5 years in, we are halfway through. We now have 4 division titles, 2 World Series, and 2 pennants. We are 2-0 in the World Series. Thus, we just need to get 1 more division title, and we just need to continue to keep making the playoffs. Career records and stuff like that, we just Yelich is getting close on home runs, and then single season ones, we still need those home runs. We still need hits. We still need average. So I think we still need a lot of those. I don't think the pitching ones are going to come. I think the ones that we got are the ones that we got. We can get lucky maybe with a really good freak season from somebody like Gasser or something like that, but I just doubt it. And so for the next 5 seasons, we might be moving a little bit quicker because I don't think we have as much to worry about watching. Now, we have the awards already won. Freddie Peralta is still just cooking for us right now, putting together a Hall of Fame career. I mean, I've seen him in Sims play really, really well. I just don't think I've seen him pitch this well. But hey, that's what happens when you're training the things that help him. So, control, and when I have control and I get to pick the coaches and managers that help him. So with year 6, the only thing that's really changing is going to be the pitching rotation. We do not have Woodruff anymore. We don't have Ashby. We don't have Whitlock. It's just eventually some of these guys are going to have to come off the books. They're coming off the books now. Fott, we still had 1 year left of arbitration. I thought that we didn't. So Fott is still here. Mizorowski. Now we have Hall in the rotation. Gasser up. I got Hyun Suk Jang off of waivers. I'm putting him in the bullpen. I might just get rid of him if need be, because I do have a pitcher in Carlos Rodriguez who I could bring up instead. But we'll just take the shot on the guy that we can get because Rodriguez has options. Hamlin's going to come up. Kopp's going to come up. And I'm going to keep Santos in the closer role. I don't necessarily believe in Abner Uribe yet. And unless Santos proves me, that he's going to be this, I think there's a chance that he could, come back to this, but I doubt it. But still, I'd rather, give him the shot. And if Uribe really shows me something, like he gets his walks per 9 up and stops walking guys, then maybe he'll take it. Maybe Pete Hamlin will take it. I don't know. Lineup is exactly the same though. No changes. At 162, once again, we win our division for the 5th time, accomplishing another thing that we can check off the list, as we now have 5 division titles. We do have an award winner. That is another Cy Young for Freddie Peralta, and Joey Ortiz was second in the MVP. Okay, 40 home runs from Joey Ortiz. All right. Shohei Ohtani wins the MVP. Cy Young obviously goes to Freddie, who went 19-3 with a 2.87. Come on. Just, yeah. Dude's insane. Dude's been great for us right now. Gregory Santos, we kept him around. He was very good. 1.69 ERA. Okay. Taking a look at the league leaders, Freddie Peralta with winning percentage, Freddie Peralta with the wins. He no longer led in whip and all that. So it was a down year, respectively, for him. Though, we'll still take it. Yelich got up to 198 hits. I did sign him to a lifelong extension till he's 55, I think. Something like that. Just basically forever. I don't want him to leave, so we're going to keep him here. And then home runs. Shohei with 41. Joey Ortiz was the runner-up there. 50 home runs is still... maybe Joey's the guy who will be on that board, because I'm curious, because Vladdy has gotten worse every year. So I haven't been the most happy with what we've seen there. Pitching rotation, I know Gasser got hurt for the season, but you've got Mizorowski was not good. Hamlin was all right. Okay. Bullpen was pretty good. Uribe was not. So Uribe still cannot be the closer. Maybe we bring back Santos again. We'll just keep Santos as the closer from now on. I know his potential went down, but I think you just got to stick with him. He's just too consistent. Though some of the other guys were pretty good. Fat, I extended him. It was not that bad for Chang. Hall was not good. Rodriguez was really not good. So maybe we need to look at some pitching if our guys aren't that good. Maybe Lentigo could come up. I don't know. Did they send anybody down? Lauer, who I brought up, 395. That was it. Lineup wise, they send anybody down? No. Okay. Tyler Black, another great season off the bench. I'm starting to wonder if maybe we save some cash and move off of Vladdy, who has just not been that good for us since that MVP year. Or maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. I just want Tyler Black to play, and I think it might be more valuable to have Tyler Black in there than Vladdy. I'll see what we can do in the offseason. Owen Miller was very good. We kept him because he went up to beat potential, and yeah. And Brock Wilkins still has only gotten 24 at-bats. Yeah. I think there might be a chance here where I might make a move. I want to keep Yelich playing because Yelich is, he's a core member of this team. He's also the one who, if we were going to get to the hits, the career hits and the career home runs, he would be the guy. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to take advantage a little bit of what we did with the Vladdy sim, or not with the Vladdy, with the Julio sim, where I'm going to keep him in the DH for as long as possible and see if that can continue to rack up stats for him to get himself up to the 3,000 hits and the 400 home runs, which he's almost there already anyways. So yeah, lineup doesn't seem like we have to change anything. I think rotation is good. So we're just going to go straight to it. We play Cincinnati in the first series. I'm not very confident because the pitching staff isn't very good. Peralta gets himself a shutout in game one. Fat and versus Abbott. Whoa, that was rough. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name against Abbott. Whatever. We get through it. Gasser is no longer injured, but I left him on the 60-man, so he's not coming back. Hyun-Seok Jun versus Red Lauder in game 3. That's a 7-9 loss as he gets lit up. DL Hall in game 4. We win that one, and we will be taking on the Pirates in this next one. As we go right here, I think what we're going to do is we are going to go pitching rotation. Freddie Peralta will go to the top. I'm actually going to put Mizorowski in. I have more faith in him than Rodriguez. So we will go just like that. This is my most confident I would have in my lineup. I don't know. I don't trust this rotation this season. All right. So, game 1, Peralta versus Skeens. We get a 12-3 victory. I love to see that. Fat versus Solometo in game 2, 0-5 loss. Mizorowski versus Jared Jones in game 3 is a 6-2 victory. We are up 2-1. DL Hall versus Bubba Chandler. We don't get out of that. Looks like Jose Hernandez gave up all those runs. 2-2. Hyun-Seok Jung versus Paul Skeens in game 5 is a 3-2 victory, leaving Freddie versus Solometo in game 6. And we win that with another NL pennant, now to go play the Astros. We love playing the Astros, don't we? We're going to move it like this and go think we're gonna try to avoid pitching Zhang. Maybe I'll put him in the bullpen and just try it like that. Game 1, Fat versus Sasaki. 5-3 victory. Game 2, Peralta versus Luis Garcia. 3-8 loss. Bullpen. 6 runs in the 8th. Thank you, guys. All right, Mizorowski versus Hunter Brown in Game 3. We win that one 5-4. 2-1 lead. DL Hall versus Arrighetti. We win that one 14-7. We are up 3-1. Okay, Carlos, you get your shot. We should not have given you your shot. Fat versus Garcia in Game 6. 0-10. Okay. Yeah, let's quick manage. Game 7. Quick manage of Peralta versus Javier. Anybody playing bad? No, our lineup is great. Let's get some offense, though, guys.
Let's play ball. Ball 4, take your base.
Because you've got Peralta on the bump.
Take your base.
1 run scores. Adames gets a single.
3.
Garrett Mitchell walks.
Take
Walks.
your base, ball 4.
Yelich
Ball
strikes
4,
out.
take your base. 3.
And Peralta gives up a run. That's not like him. Another run. Another run. Yikes. 3-1 lead. Okay. Vladdy gets on base. Strikeout. Ground out.
3.
Come on, guys. We need some offense.
3. Ball 4, take your base. 3.
Solo home run from Contreras. Okay, this is a 3-2 game now. Peralta gets through that. Adames versus Hugo Dietz. I think we have to go to the bullpen. Question is, who do I trust? None of them. I trust none of them. Hamlin.
Now pitching for the Brewers. Number 16. Peace.
Okay. 4-2 game. Churio grounds out. Mitchell gets a single. Terang flies out. Come on, Yelich. Strikeout. I guess we go... Oh my god, I don't want to trust Uribe, but I'm going to have to. He gets out of that. All right. Contreras versus Fleury. Single. Fly out. Come on, guys. Get something going. Single. Man on first and second for Joey Ortiz. Does not get enough. Pitching change. This is the last game. We are going to have to do something here. I don't want to go to any of you. I don't like any of you. Brian Hudson. I don't like any of you. I don't like any of you. Okay. Churio versus Blue Bow. Single for Garrett Mitchell. We're starting a rally. Single for Terang. Fly out for Yelich. All right. We're going to have to enter this one. This is to not blow a 3-1 lead and continue to shut out Houston, but I've... When Peralta...
Chris Singleton as we've got 2 away in the ninth.
Come on, Contreras. Why did he bunt?
Gets under
Is it because I bunted?
and that's foul.
Why did he bunt?
They hope he's the guy to spark a comeback. He tends to play better when his team is behind, so why not him?
And that's a pop-out.
Hit
We
to
lose
right,
this one.
And that ought to do it. And that's it. They've won the World Series.
We just blew a 3-1 lead. And Freddie did what he could, but he didn't have the gas. Maybe I shouldn't have pitched Carlos Rodriguez. I don't know. How did that game go? Yeah, we tried to come back. I shouldn't have pitched Carlos Rodriguez. I kind of knew the pitching was going to be the downfall here, but it sucks that it happened in Game 7 of the World Series. Terang gets his playoff MVP. All right. Well, we made another one. So that is still 2 World Series, 3 appearances. That is 6 years now. We are going into year 7. We have 4 more years. We just got to make the playoffs every time. We have already accomplished all of our team goals. It's just now racking up stats and hoping to make the playoffs every single season.
This is an absolutely ridiculous trade. We are not necessarily winning as of currently. However, I don't think you understand how valuable I think this is going to be in the future. One, somehow we lost Rich Davidson. I don't know how, but the 2 prospects we are getting back here I mean, he's not really a prospect, but he's an 83. He's A potential. And then we have another left fielder here who is 18. I think this is a generational talent. A's are trying to compete. I'm getting everything I can out of them. So, starting 2030, we are still the #1 ranked team in all of baseball. We have Freddie at the top. Freddie fought. We brought in Valito. Gasser will be up this year. Last year, he was at a 4 ERA. He was actually pretty decent. So, he will be one of the starters. Zhang and Hall will be the guys on the bench this season as we continue to build with that similar bullpen. We do have guys that are ready to come up, I think, in the next few years. But we're going to try to optimize and get as much as we can out of these guys before we start using their options, just knowing what we have. That's why we went out and got Valito. That's why we went out and got that left fielder. And in the lineup, I'm going to actually use that left fielder right now. We're going to bring him up and play him right away. Mitchell is technically better, but Mitchell, I don't know. I want to see what we can get. I think that might be a position where we figure it out as the season goes. Otherwise, yes, this team is stacked. I'm gonna have Yelich hit leadoff this year. We're gonna have, hopefully, now Terang's a 99. I love it. Now with Terang up here at 99, Churrio's gonna move up to the 4 slot and hopefully, start to actually hit homers. Go for an MVP maybe. Yeah, this team is stacked. I think we're set. We've got 3 years left on the Contreras deal, 2 years left on the Churrio deal. So we have got 2 years before I have to extend him. So we have 2 years of money, basically. Looking at our budget, we actually have some cash to spend. Adames comes up this upcoming year, and with him regressing, I think there's a chance we might let him walk as well. I don't necessarily think he's going to add anything to the team. Benefit, and we might have some room where I do think maybe I'll package him and Wilkin with something, funnily enough, like I could have gotten like Gunnar Henderson and those players from the other team, from the A's, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that. That's too ridiculous. So year 7, we just got to make the playoffs and see what we can do. I would like to get a 50 home run season from somebody. I'd like to get 219 hits, but I don't think that's going to happen. Just kind of what career numbers we can get at this point, right? So we'll see. No division title this year as we go 94-68, making the postseason as a wild card for the first time in a while, finally not winning our division. Maybe that's because of the Vladdy trade and everything, but I also think it's just because of regression, because our players are a little bit older. Because Stevie Rivera won Rookie of the Year, so he couldn't have been that bad. Ellie De La Cruz wins MVP. I haven't seen him win MVP like ever. Spencer Strider wins Cy Young here, as looks like Freddie kind of starting to regress, but now with the Pirates. Logan Gilbert wins the Cy Young on this side, and Luis Robert wins the Cy Young over here. So, taking a look quick at league leaders, Brandon Pfaadt with whip in the league leaders. Willy Adames, pretty good year here. Maybe I'll have to bring him back. I was considering letting him go, but I think we might have to bring him back. Taking a look at the pitching rotation. Freddie was still good. 200 plus strikeouts, 383, 125 whip. Pfaadt was good. Valito was good. Mizorowski was not. Gasser was not. Sang was not. Hall was there. I had to move Santos up here because he was so bad. Kopp came up there, and then Hamlin is probably the best reliever, as these two have not been good. I don't know. Bullpen's been bad too. So our bullpen is starting to run out of gas. Lineup wise, first off, I bet you they sent Yelich down. Yep. 255, 25 home runs. He has now crossed that home run mark. I don't know if he's ever going to get to the hit mark, but we're going to try. We're going to see if we can get him over 3,000 hits. I think we're just going to target getting total career hits for him at that Yount number, but I don't know if he will. But I can hope. We might hurt ourselves a little bit by keeping Yelich like this, but I kind of want to. Frelick, 272, 274 for Terang. Churrio finally hit 36 home runs, 39 doubles. He is actually now a core part of the team. He's 26. So he will hopefully start putting up like an MVP season this next season. That's what I'm hoping for. Willie, good season here. We'll probably bring him back. Contreras has 3 years left, and he is regressing pretty hardcore. Blank was pretty good in his first year as a actual starter. Ortiz, okay, power is back to normal. So whatever this year was a weird fluke. But he's getting on base. I'll take that. And then Rivera as a rookie was very, very good. Owen Miller, 250. Garrett Mitchell, 335 on the bench. Wilkin still just never plays. He's an 88 overall with 48 at-bats. So if we're going to keep Adames, is that... I don't know. Maybe we... That's a tough decision to make here. Okay, I'm going to go fix this lineup and rotation, and then we will go to the postseason. Taking on Philadelphia as we go into our first wild card series that we've had to play in several seasons. Freddie Peralta versus Andrew Painter, as it looks like Peralta will get himself, not a shutout, but close enough in this game. Fat versus Logan Allen in game 2 is a 4-3 victory. Nice, simple one, and now we get to play the division-winning Cincinnati Reds with Mizorowski on the bump. Mizorowski versus Red Lauder, that is a loss, as Mizorowski disappointing. Valido versus Chase Petty in game 2. We lose that one thanks to our bullpen. Well, we probably would have lost that one anyways. Gasser versus Williams. We get swept as Abner Uribe gives up 3 runs in the 8th. The Astros defeat the Reds in the 2030 World Series. Ian Happ, Nootbaar, Robert. Okay. I'm going to give Brock Wilkin the shot, and in order to do that, we're going to give up Joey Ortiz, Abner Uribe, and DL Hall. And I'm just going to fill that bullpen because I think we're going to swap out our entire bullpen this offseason. And so Comp and Hernandez will then, and as well as Portillo, Portillo will get us Danny Musil as another bullpen arm. The Yankees have kept this team so stacked for so long that we can get Jason Dominguez and prospects for Lorenzo Lara and Rodriguez. And I'm just going to do that. We are going to give the Mets 3 starting caliber pitchers because they don't really have any, for 3 prospects that have options because I need to clear up some space. And so starting 2031, meaning that we have only 3 more years to do in this rebuild, going into year 8 for us actually already, technically when you think about it. We just need to continue to make the playoffs. We need 3 more playoff appearances. We need to continue to get stats up for Yelich. And I'm hoping we can get 1 big season. That's pretty much what we're looking for. We need 1 big season, preferably from Churio, and that will get us what we need in order to pretty much beat this rebuild and do everything that we attempted to do. Pitching rotation, Lentigua's coming up, and Suarez was a waiver wire pickup that I got. Otherwise, our bullpen is the same, just with Coppola is now up, and then all those trades I just made in order to try to make that work. Hamlin, I moved it down because he had options. Lineup wise, Wilkin is now going to take the spot of Ortiz. Basically, Ortiz had $10 million on his contract, and Wilkin is still under arbitration. And so I wanted to see if we can give Wilkin a shot. He's regressing, so I don't like to see that. But we have guys ready. Like if he's not the real deal, Acevedo can come up and all that. So whatever. This will be the team. We'll just see what we can do for Yelich. See if we can get him over 3,000 hits this year. He's gonna keep playing. We're gonna keep him in for as long as he goes until he retires. I think, because I think that's the only way we can get to that 3,000 hit number by Yount. I don't necessarily believe, if I take a look back at the actual records that we're trying to chase for his career records for Yount, we need 3,142 hits. We need 1,406 RBIs, which he's got, but we're gonna rack up more because he technically has a lot of those with Miami. So we're gonna try to beat this by a decent amount. He needs 583 doubles, which he's at 581, but once again, we want to try to get over that. So it's a lot of just trying to get a little bit more. He also needed 77 WAR. He's at 78. Didn't do much last year. I don't know how much WAR he's going to pile up in the next couple seasons, but we're going to try and see what we can do to get just a little bit more WAR out of him in the next couple seasons to try to beat the Yount number. The other guy that we were looking for WAR was Peralta, which I brought back as well. He's at 47. He's never going to get there. Pitcher WAR is just does not calculate here in this. So I don't think we're going to get that one. So it's pretty much just up to Yelich to get these career hitting stats for us. He needs approximately 300 more hits. So we need about 2 more decent seasons from him. Just give me what you did in 2030. It wasn't a good year for you, but if you give me 2 of those, we'll get it. And then you guys in the comments can decide if that should count as our hits number. Because it's kind of hard to get this in 10 seasons. I mean, we'll go to year 10. We'll see if he can play those in those next 3 years and see if he can get over it. But it's not going to, I mean, he's not going to cancel out these hits in order to get there. Home runs, he's already beaten Braun. So we'll see what we can do. Whether or not it's a career stat or it's a team stat, I think that's kind of up for you guys to decide for hits, RBIs, doubles, all of that. Those big hitting numbers that we are pursuing. Season stats, just to recall and remind you what we need for the last 3 seasons. We need 50 or more home runs from one of our players. I think Churio's got to be the guy at this point in order to do this. We need 219 hits. Our closest was from Yelich in that second season in 2025 when he got to 216. So we were 3 short. We got the RBIs, we got the doubles, and we have not gotten the average. And we have not gotten the WAR. The closest was, I want to say, probably this season right here from Yelich in 2025, but just didn't play defense. That doesn't help. So Churio's got to be the guy, I think. How much WAR did he have last year? 7. Okay. So Churio puts together a really, really good season this year. Maybe we can do it. Otherwise, I don't think Terang's going to get... I just don't think he's going to get enough opportunities. I'd love to see it, but... Maybe we can get Willie over 353 or 350 home runs too. So that's pretty much it. I don't see us getting any of those pitching records that we need, which is just the ERA and the WAR. The WAR is not possible, to be honest. I don't think it's possible. Peralta put up one of the greatest seasons ever, and he didn't even come close. A lot of that too. You got to remember that pitcher WAR in the 80s and stuff, where the Teddy Higuera season came from, is because, well, dudes could hit, and our pitchers aren't hitting. So, okay. That will be this. We will just get right to the end of the season, as we just need to make 3 more playoffs, and then, yeah, 107-55 here in year 8 of our rebuild, or yeah, year 8. As we win another division. This is our 6th division title, meaning that we now have broken the record for division titles for them, as they had 5 in the previous 55 years. So in the previous 55 years, they had 5. In these last 8 years, we have 6. So 107-55, we'll be taking on the winner of the wild card game. Let's go take a look. We have an award winner. That is Eduardo Lantigua, winning Rookie of the Year. We brought him up. He was a long reliever. Pretty good. James Wood wins the MVP. And Cy Young goes to Roki Sasaki with Freddie. Let's go. Oh, I think that's the... All right. 2.25 ERA from Freddie. Let's go. All right. Sweet. He doesn't get the Cy Young, though, because Roki goes... I don't understand. I guess the strikeouts? Yeah, whatever. Okay. Roki Sasaki wins the Cy Young. The American League Cy Young goes to Jesus Luzardo, who we traded away. Yeah, I think we traded them to Boston for like basically nothing. Roman Anthony wins the MVP on that side. This is a really, really interesting rebuild, like sim, because like these are players that I think would actually be, you know, MVP caliber players that we never really see play like this. Taking a look at league leaders, Freddie Peralta on ERA, winning percentage, and WHIP. Yeah, our goal was to get
2.36 ERA, and he got 2.25, meaning we have broken the pitching record for ERA. And WAR leaders, Turang gets 8.9, so he doesn't get to the 10 number, but 8.9 is a lot. He must have had a really, really good defensive season. He went up in overall, 170 hits. We need to get him to play like every game. If he's going to put that level of WAR, this might be our guy to be able to get the 10 WAR season, because look how consistently he has been for us right now. The problem is I want to keep Yelich, because like, do we put Turang at DH so that way he play? No, because you can't, because you need the defensive ratings. Maybe I need to get rid of a second baseman, but then Churio could play second base. We need to figure out what we need to do in order to get Turang to play every game. One, he needs to stay as the leadoff hitter, or maybe second in the lineup. I think we need to move him to second in the lineup. That way he can get more RBIs, and we'll just keep Yelich at the top. Something like that. We'll figure it out. Pitching rotation. They sent somebody down, Gasser. 4.27 from Gasser. Not that bad, I guess. And they sent down... No, that's the guy we drafted. Pete Hamlin I called up, but he didn't play. Is Pacheco up? No. I'm already forgetting who... Oh, Suarez. Was not good. Okay, so that was a guy we picked up off of waivers. He wasn't good. We'll just let him walk. MLB-wise, Lantigua, fantastic. Long reliever. 19-5. He ate up innings. 303, 122 whip. Good to see. Santos in his long middle relief role now, a little bit more consistent. Musial wasn't good. Brisky was good. I always trust him, but he's already regressing, so that's kind of why I brought him in. But Lange, no. Coppola was all right, and Estrada wasn't good, so I just can never figure out this bullpen. Freddie, also with a .93 whip, so he gets that too. As 19-2, 200 plus innings, 216 strikeouts. This is how many years in a row? Okay, so he didn't get it in 2024 because of the injury, because he got hurt. But every other year, he has been around a 200 strikeout guy. He will become a 3,000 strikeout guy for a career. This is, another fantastic season from him as he gets the ERA record for us now with the 2.25. It was close, but he got it. Valito was actually, I brought him in to hopefully get that because of the hits per nine and walks per nine, thinking that Freddie would regress. But Freddie's hits per nine went up because he just wasn't giving up hits this year. I'll take it. Look at the home runs. His home runs per nine should have went up, but he only gave up 134 hits and 18 home runs this season. He hasn't done that since 2023, which is, a real year, and he played less. So fantastic season from him. Valito was good. Fat was good, and Mizorowski was back to being good. So good thing we didn't abandon ship on him yet. Lineup wise, bet you they sent down Yelich. They did. But he played every game. 175 hits. He's over 3,000 now. So he's in the 3,000 hit club. He's at 461 career home runs now. In WAR, he got three WAR. He's up to 81. So unless he retires, we're going to keep him around. As he won a Silver Slugger. He did. That DH thing is kind of broken. We're going to keep him in it though. Otherwise, they sent anybody else down. Eric Brown Jr. They sent down, who hit 247, 329 on base. Had a good amount of at-bats in that bench role. On the actual lineup, okay, Dominguez was not a good move. However, Mitchell's regressing. We're going to have to trade Mitchell. I'm not paying $17 million for this. So Mitchell's going to be traded. And we'll keep Dominguez because he's got 3 years left on the bench. So Mitchell will be out. Dominguez will stay. And then Wilkin wasn't good. Maybe we made the wrong move there. Cuero. I'm getting a little nervous about the last 2 seasons, knowing that Contreras is regressing. Cuero really hasn't shown up. I traded away our third baseman. I haven't seen that. Maybe, I don't know. I need somebody who can't play second base if I want Turang to do this. Or maybe I make him a third baseman. And now, but Black can. Okay, actual lineup. Turang. 170 hits, we already saw that. 36 home runs, 41 doubles. Stevie Rivera is my guy that I brought in with the hope of getting average, knowing, these are the two guys I'm shooting for getting that 353 average. I don't think we're going to get it. If Rivera can't do it yet, I don't know if he can. 140 games, 43 doubles, 24 home runs. I mean, he still has that chance. And then Churio, come on, dude. Play like I see you play for other teams. Why, when you're on my team, do you not perform? Like, I see him get 1.0 OPSs in every rebuild we do, but not in this one. Instead, he's getting out-hit by 35-year-old Willie Adames and 40-year-old Christian Yelich. Sal Frelick hits 279 for 28 home runs, 27 home runs for Tyler Black as he takes the first baseman spot and does a really good job with it. Or did we give him? We gave him to last year. I'm already forgetting, but he's been very, very good in the last 2 seasons. But even better this year. I'm gonna have to fix this lineup. They sent somebody else down that I didn't notice. Oh, Brown. I had Brown and and the other second baseman up. So let me go in and fix this, and then we will play the winner of Pittsburgh and Colorado. So we have Colorado in round 1 of the 2031 postseason. We've got Freddie Peralta versus Rhett Mathis here in what is likely Freddie's last ace season. However, I said that 2 years ago, so I could be wrong. He put another insane season up here. Peralta versus Mathis in game 1 is a loss, 4-3. Valito versus Bowser in game 2 is a 1-2 loss as Hamlin gives that one up. Who gave that one up? Bresky? Yep. Bullpen giving up runs now that I'm seeing it. Yeah, in the 9th. Yeah, in the 9th. Game 3, Fat versus Dolander. Okay, we don't lose that one. Mizorowski versus Nunez. We lose that one. Mizorowski lost it. So once again, the bullpen not being very helpful as the Giants, or the Red Sox beat the Giants. So, hey, that Red Sox team that had the Cy Young and Luzardo and the MVP in Roman Anthony go on to win it, and the Giants had a Cy Young and Sasaki. I want to say this. I don't think I've seen, besides the first season where the Cubs won the World Series, this has been one of the most realistic sims I think I've seen too. To consider the fact that a guy will have an MVP season and then they just make the postseason, or and they make the World Series. A Cy Young leads you to a World Series. We're seeing teams win that should win. Cincinnati put together a really good core. They kept it. Boom. They made it to the World Series. The Giants put together a good core. The Red Sox put together a good core. They made it. And I mean, the Houston has been good forever because that's also realistic. It's kind of crazy to me that it's been that consistent for us. But we are going to go into this next offseason. I'll probably have to trade Garrett Mitchell to save some cash. And then we'll go into year 9 with, I think we pretty much just need hitting stats now. So I need to change my staff to try to boost some hitting so we can see if we can get a 50 home run season, because I don't think we hit those goals yet. And so we are going to trade Eric Brown, Garrett Mitchell, and Brandon Pfaadt to shed some cash and get some prospects in return from the Guardians. The best one being this Booker Eddie guy, who is just going to go straight to our minors. He's got 3 options left, and I just need guys with options so that I can stash them for as long as possible right now. And we've got enough pitchers that I think that we could run what we have, and there's so many guys that show up on waivers too. So this gives us a good reliever. So this is the non-prospect. And then we've got 2 prospects that I have options with. 2032, aka year 9, and we are going in with the goal of just getting as much power out of our guys as possible. So we still have a few records that we want to pursue. And that's that home runs in a season. That's that batting average in a season. That's that hits in a season. Now the thing is, I have my doubts about the hits in a season being able to be possible, simply because 219 is just a lot. And normally you need a guy to hit 350 and everything to do that. So that 353 and the 219 are going to be the 2 hardest to get. The 50 home runs, on the other hand, I think we can. So I did bring in 2 coaches that boost power in order to try to kind of get this. So I think I have a plus 6-7 power right now on my staff. Pitching rotation, I brought up Marcus Mora. Lantigua is going to come into the lineup after this season, and Gasser will move back into the bullpen. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same, just with Cade Smith now there. We now have room. Every pitcher should have options, so we have some room to work with in the pitching staff. Lineups-wise, Yelich is going to be the leadoff. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I want him to lead off because I want Terang to have an opportunity to get more RBIs so we can get some more WAR. Because defensively, he's been phenomenal. The question is, can we get more WAR if he continues to play fantastic defense on top of that? The 353 average is going to come from Terang, Rivera, Churio, or Frelick. Adames is in his last year, Contreras is in his last year, and you see we have guys that are ready to be in those spots, and Cooper Pratt. Maybe he's more defensively, so it could be any of these players. We've got contact guys like Acevedo and all that ready. And maybe Terang moves to shortstop, you know what I mean? If Pratt isn't good enough, which could also maybe boost his WAR if he plays really good at shortstop. And then Contreras in his last year. I think we're going to be done with him when he's done here. Fantastic career for a catcher, but I think a 92 overall catcher sitting on our bench would be nice to be able to actually be in our lineup. So, year 9, we are going for 50 home runs or bust. As I think that's really the only record we need to pursue. Yelich is still going for hits, RBIs. I think he can get it. To get to the Yount number. That's where I say it's going to be up for you guys to decide if that's okay, knowing that he's not going to end up actually breaking the career number unless, well, maybe he does. If he doesn't retire after year 10, then maybe he could technically. So, yeah, see you at the end of the season. 101-61, we win the division again, just racking up these division titles, and 100-win seasons too, if you think about it. We've been very, very consistently winning 100 games almost every year. I think actually, this is a long sim, so we've won the division so many times. I think actually, if I look at our team history, I can actually check again. Yeah, we've won 7 now. So 7 division titles in that time. Absolutely dominant. We do have an award winner this year. Stevie Rivera wins MVP. We brought him in. MVP. What does that mean for stats? 46 home runs, 140 RBIs. So nothing. Robert Gasser, runner-up in the Cy Young race. Juan Soto wins an MVP over here. How great? Okay, he's got 4 MVPs. So he's been very, very good. Jordan, I know, has been getting the MVPs. He's got 2. I thought he had more. Back to this. Rivera gets an MVP at the age of 20. Hitting 46 home runs, 42 doubles, 140 RBIs. So he's right there. We need 4 more home runs out of him next year. So the power seems to have helped him. And they played 143 games. I think I have an idea for how we're going to resolve that problem. I'm not going to have him play DH because, okay, he only got 8 WAR. Because I need him to play defense to get the extra WAR if we are going to get a shot at getting a guy at 10 WAR in a season. Almost rookie of the year there too. League leaders. Rivera with RBIs, the only one there for us, as Riley Green hit 338. Riley Green was the answer to this question of how do I get 350 and 200 plus hits. However, we are not getting Riley Green. So, or do I just go trade for him right now? I'm just kidding. I don't think that we're going to do that. So I think regarding this team, once again, we have another, who'd they send down? He won that. He was second in Cy Young, and you sent him down? This is so stupid. 5-3 from Mizorowski, who was not good. He's every other year look type of guy. Capola for 5, they sent him down. Brisky 398, they sent him down. So let's go back up to the MLB. I want to bring those guys up. Santos was good this year. 269, 119 whip. Musil was all right. Pacheco, they left up, even though he only played 3 innings. Cade Smith was very, very good. That was a good trade piece for us. Good bullpen arm. And Estrada was decent. 39 saves for him. this season. Peralta, 334, 125 whip. He's now an 86 overall. What's he got for WAR? 55. Yeah, he's not getting to 70. But he's a pitcher, so it's just kind of what it is. We're just going to try to get him to 3,000 strikeouts, all that stuff. Bolito, yeah, our pitching staff was great this year. I'm going to have to fix it, but yeah, our pitching staff was great. Let's go down to AAA to see what Yelich did, because, you know, they sent him down. 159 hits. He's now at 331.66, which I need to double check because I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but I know that that's close. The RBIs number he needs to get to for a career is 3142. So he is past the hits number. I didn't mean RBIs. He's past the hits number, but, you know, there's Miami hits in here. So, once again, judge that as you may. And then RBI or doubles, he's at 646, which he needed to get to 583. And RBIs, he's at 1619, which he needed to get to 1406. So he is now past Yount in every career statistic, though some of those were for Miami. So this is something where you judge, okay, do we consider those stats fine, or do we want to, or you know, does he need to get them all from Milwaukee? Contreras gets sent down. This is his last year with us. We're just going to move on from him. Though he had a pretty good year, 262 in his last season with us. And that was it for guys up at the top. Dominguez, 250. McNeil, I brought up a little bit. Acevedo was up but didn't do anything. Wilkin, 264. I took him out of the lineup. Pratt, 285. As Willie, yeah, so Willie might lose his spot. Tyler Black, 294, 27 home runs, 30 doubles. Very good season. He moved to the leadoff because he was hitting so good. Terang, 286, 163 hits, and WAR-wise, 7.8. Okay, so I don't know if he'll get up to 10. He probably can't. Rivera, 308, and then Churio, 33 home runs, 45 doubles, as our hope of getting that extra would get him there, but he's still only at 6.9 WAR. I don't know if he'll get there. Adames, good season. Or not, Frelick, good season. Cuero has taken the catcher spot. Del Villar is probably our third baseman. So what I was mentioning, as I said, like 140, I have an idea. So realistically, it doesn't make a lot of sense from where is he? Oh, he's right there. It doesn't make a lot of sense from a team building standpoint, right, to do this. But what we are going to do in order to attempt to get this, because one of these three guys is the most likely to hit that 350 or 50 home runs, or Terang. So in order to do this, we need to attempt to basically make sure these guys can't be subbed out. And so I need to have no players with a secondary of outfield or second baseman. So we're going to have to trade every second baseman we have, every outfielder we have that needs to be at the majors, which means I'm just going to fill up with first baseman, shortstops, third baseman, all of that in order to try to, you know, load this team up. I might even go in and switch some of the positions of guys. I hope you don't mind that, because I want these guys to play 162 games if they can. They've all been healthy for their whole careers, so we haven't had to worry about injuries. And I hope we don't have to worry about injuries the upcoming season. Maybe I'll bring in like 5 catchers. I don't know. That way I don't have to worry about this. I'll look at a lot of guys' secondaries and make sure that none of them can play secondary positions. Black will be the exception there, I guess. But if we're going to get 50 home runs, it's probably from Rivera, because Churio didn't get there with 155 games. And Frelick has not really gotten that power. So one of the, I think Rivera is probably the most likely to do it. So we will probably make a move. We're going to move Dominguez next season. That might not be that competitive, meaning this season we need to go for a World Series. I see Houston over there again, by the way. Houston has been so dominant this entire rebuild too. So let me fix our lineup, and then we will go into this playoffs in year 9. See if we can win a third World Series. We haven't won one in a while. We haven't won one since I think like year 3. So, I mean, we had that one run where the bullpen blew it on us, and I think our bullpen's finally decent enough where they could win this. But man, I need them to perform. And so we have Washington once again. Very good team here. We are going to take Freddie, Valito, and then Mora as this rotation for this playoff series. Peralta versus Morales in game 1, 3-7 loss as Peralta gets lit up. That's unlike him, but he's old. Valito versus Susanna in Game 2. He gets out of that with a shutout. And Game 3, Marcus Mora versus Huey Ramsey. It's a 9-10 loss in the 11th. I love our bullpen. Lantigua versus Cade Cavalli in Game 4 as an 8-6 victory. And in Game 5, Mizorowski versus Hoyt Morales. He gets himself a shutout, meaning that we have Colorado. Yes, let me go to here. And then we have Peralta. So Peralta versus Will Bowser, the Cy Young winner this season. In Game 1, we lose that one 6-5 as Peralta loses it. Valito versus Mathis in Game 2, 3-1 victory. Game 3 is Marcus Mora versus Paul Nunez. It's a 3-4 loss. Our bullpen hasn't thrown it really for us, except for the one game for Hamlin, but that doesn't make a difference. Lantigua versus Machado. That is another victory. It is a 2-2 series, as Mizorowski's going to go against Bowser here. 5-4 victory. Okay. Peralta and Valito to end this series. So Peralta versus Mathis. We win that, we will be taking on the Astros, which I need to go check. So the Astros, I can't look back too far. So I think if you look at achievements, I want to look at the Astros. I'm pretty sure they've won 4 with a bunch of pennants now. They made it every single time that we've had to play them. So this is our 4th appearance. We've made it every time, and then they made it one more time when we didn't. So this is the biggest rivalry of the 2020 and 2030s, as we have to play Houston once again. Valito versus Dietz in Game 1. 8-5 victory. Game 2, Mora versus Courtney. 1-6 loss. Game 3, Lantigua versus Hale. 8-2 victory. Game 4, Mizorowski versus Dietz. We lose that one 2-1. That looked like that one to extras. In the 15th, it is a 2-2 series for Peralta versus Spencer Arrighetti. We win that one. We are up 3-2. Valito versus Courtney in Game 6. We win that one. We get our 3rd World Series. We didn't obviously watch it. And we did it in the end. I should have watched it, apparently, because we won all of that in the end with 3 runs in the 9th. Looks like from like a probably a 2-run home run from Quero or something like that. Maybe a 3-run home run from Quero. Yeah, that probably... We scored 5 runs. It's probably a 3-run home run from Quero. As he gets us... That World Series MVP goes to Tyler Black. Bryce Terang wins postseason MVP. As we make another World Series, we now have 3 going into year 10, the last year of this rebuild, where we are probably going to not really attempt to win. We just want to make the playoffs and see if we can break those records. So if you were wondering how we were going to accomplish this trade and still get some value back, Paul Skeens for Dominguez, Valdez, and Booker Eddy. I don't need to get rid of Booker Eddy, but I also want Paul Skeens because he's a 99, and why not? We're just going to stack the pitching rotation in order to try to maximize the value we can get back for these guys. The super-powered rotation continues as Roki Sasaki is going to come in for Wilkin, Rosado, and Acevedo. And we're going to get Yuri Perez too. Why not? Yuri Perez for Lantigua, Gasser, and Bruno. And one last ridiculous deal is we're going to get Orlando Perez. He's actually going to play in the majors for us this season because I would rather have 3 catchers, and Woodward has secondaries at second base. And so we're going to give him 3 good prospects, but we're going to get another catcher to put up and just sit on the bench for the season. And so in year 10, having accomplished just about everything except for this home runs goal, the average, all that stuff, we have obviously jumped the shark a little bit, I think, going into this last season. I think you also know that, knowing what we've done with the whole Yelich thing, putting him in the DH, breaking it the same way that we did with the Julio stuff. And in doing that, just take a look at our budget, we have tanked the future of this team as well. Now, obviously, I think realistically, we would trade Skeen, Sasaki, all that stuff next season after attempting this. But we put together the greatest rotation ever. We have one of the best teams ever assembled, and that starts here with the rotation. Skeens, Valito, Sasaki, Perez. I'm leaving Peralta in the starting rotation because he's Freddie. And then Mizorowski and Mora in the rotation. The bullpen's not as good because I had to move off of guys in order to save up cash in order to actually be able to re-sign anybody. So everyone's on like minimum deals right now. And in the lineup, well, it's got Yelich down here at the bottom, who's 68. Hopefully he can get some more stats in. And while we do have some guys who have some secondaries, mainly just pretty much just Cooper Pratt is the only one that we really have to worry about. But Tyler Black could come up and mess some things up for Terang. None of these other guys have secondaries, meaning that none of these guys should interfere with the whole Rivera, Churio, Frelick, Terang attempting to get as much WAR stats as we can from these four. That is literally all we are doing. This season's whole goal and purpose is to get one of these guys, trying to break these last hitting records we need to do. 10 WAR, 50 home runs, 353 average. That's what we need. I think we just need one of them. I believe if I'm looking at I need to go back because I already forgot. It is 10 years in. So I have forgot what I needed to do. I think I set, we needed 5 out of 6. So we need, we also need the 219 hits too. So yeah, we have not come close yet to the hit stuff. This is the season. This has got to be the season. We need the greatest offense of all time, supported by the greatest pitching staff of all time. Have to jump the shark here, and hopefully these guys can do it. We will see. And I hope, I can hope, I guess. I can hope that they can do it. As we attempt year 10, 2033 to break our hitting records. This is it. This is all we need to do. So in our super team 10th year, we go 117-45, winning and breaking the wins record as kind of expected. I jumped the shark. I said I was going to. That's just kind of how it goes in order to try to get this team to do this. I did change the lineup throughout the season. Last time I changed it was during the September call-ups because I had to make sure to make call-ups that got us stuff. So we got an award winner, Hank Aaron Award for Steve Rivera, and MVP for Stevie Rivera. 57 home runs. That's the home run record. Let's go. Okay, so we got it from there. We beat the 50 home runs. Runner-up in Cy Young from 2 different guys. Also, 2.47 ERA. That's very close to the record there too from Mizorowski. So another just fantastic season as we just continue to put together crazy years here. League leaders, Roki Sasaki winning percentage, home runs 57, triples 16, RBIs 213 hits. I see it. Okay, so we didn't get 353 average. Okay. Terang had 213 hits. I wonder if we did this earlier, if he would have been able to do this. If we could have gotten it. Maybe we should have. If we would have forced these guys to play 162 games earlier in their career, could they have gotten there? Because look at them. Look at all of them. 213, 196, 188, 188. Churio's not up here. Churio just never ended up being that crazy. So we didn't get 219 hits. Maybe if we even got Terang more at bats. I had him in the second slot for most of the season. Maybe if we had him in the first slot, he could have got there too. Oh my god, the triples. This team is so fast. Okay, home runs. Churio was second in home runs too. RBIs. Let's go look. Pitching rotation. They send anybody down? Kapala. 2.32 ERA. They sent him down. Pacheco. 4.4. They sent him down. And I think that was it from starting guys. So Mizorowski 2.47 in the Cy Young race. Mora was in this wasn't in the Cy Young race, but 2.92, 102 WHIP. Bracey only had 3 innings. Cade Smith 49 saves. Skeens 407, 123, 374 from him, 295 from Sasaki, 344, and a 382 from Peralta, who still gets 195 strikeouts in this season, in his age 36 season. And And then lineups wise, first, let's go down. Yelich got sent down, as expected. He's now up to 33, 17, 500 home runs, 671 doubles. We're going to have to do the math at the end here and subtract all these. Though I don't think, no matter what, I don't think the math will ever get him over the Yount numbers because of the hits. So, like I said, judge that whole Milwaukee thing for him. And we don't care about anybody in this lineup. They weren't good except for these top four, the main guys. Frelick with 188 hits, 31 home runs, 43 doubles, 292 average, 910 OPS with 7 WAR. You get an award? That's his 8th Gold Glove. Best defensive player on this team. 213 hits, 35 home runs, 311, 929 OPS. So I wonder if he could have got that in 2031 with 8.8 WAR. I think Rivera is probably the one who would get the WAR if we have it. 168, 43 home runs, 31 doubles, 896 OPS in his best season here with 7.8 WAR. 290 from Del Villar, 273 from Black, 268. So the rest of the guys weren't necessarily bad. And the last question, 196 hits, 57 home runs, 49 doubles, 16 triples, 310, 1100 OPS, and 11 WAR. Okay, that's the WAR. So we got the WAR and the home runs, meaning we did not get the single season hits and the single season batting average from our guys, meaning we have, as a grand total now, let's measure it for our records. We wanted to get each of them. We have broken all those franchise team records. Individual franchise records is up to your interpretation on Yelich. Single season records, we got 4 out of 6 of the hitting records. And for the pitching records, we got 4 out of the 5 pitching records. So, that's that. I'm not even... We're just going to go call up Yelich, and that's it, and make it that. And I'm just going to sim this postseason, because... I don't necessarily think it matters. This team is too good, and I also don't feel like it matters that much on the standpoint of, like, you know, when you count this season, are you going to count it? That's my question to you then too. We lose the first 2, or we're 1-1. Down 2-1. Perez versus Aseo. 8-4 victory. Peralta versus Solometo. The Brewers are eliminated as we blow the save. We go 117 wins and we blow the save. It wouldn't be a BigIrrelevant rebuild if I didn't blow the save in a clutch game. You kidding me? Sim the postseason. The Mariners defeat the Pirates in the World Series. We just put together a super team and it didn't even matter. Okay. Well, Houston wasn't in the playoffs, so we weren't allowed, you know, to make it. That's going to be my excuse. Anyways, so going back, we already talked about these records. We'll show them again on the screen so that way you can see them. And yeah, I guess it's kind of up to your opinion on regards of the whole Yelich thing, because he's really the only one where we would have any questions for. I think he gets the career WAR, though. I think you can give him that. But once again, I guess that's a question still. Where do you value? Do you think Yelich deserves to say that we can break that franchise record because he did what he did in this 10 years, knowing that he is a little too old and would not actually end up, you know, breaking it just for the Brewers? I do think, looking at like WAR though, WAR we were going to be fine because Terang's at 76 and he's played his whole career here, and he's still a 95. He would play a little bit longer. Churio isn't going to get there, I don't think, 45, but Terang would eventually get this, knowing that we have him. So I don't think WAR matters. It's just the rest of them and judging those. And honestly, I think doubles could probably be broken here too. soon by him. So it's just hits. Do you think the 3,000 hits by Yelich counts, considering the Miami seasons here that he had? Because you would need probably another 400 hits in order to be able to cover that difference. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. I normally don't do a face cam here, but I want to talk a little bit here at the end because I do think this was an interesting 10-year rebuild. I hope you enjoyed it. I know that we kind of, like I said, jumped the shark in that last year. And it's been 2 days for me to record this, all 10 years here in order to do this one. So that's why I'm Churio now. Sorry, I can't find the number. Guess they'd have it on the back. I'm not that attentive and stuff like that. So, yeah. I also want to say thanks everybody for all the support. It has now been 1 month since the Moneyball video has done, hit numbers and you guys started subscribing. Literally exactly 1 month ago, as I'm recording this right now, we were at 50 subscribers. Like 1,000 channel views maybe, and we're already over 61k, approaching 1k subscribers. It's kind of been a crazy month. I think this is like rebuild number like 14 in the past 30 days that I've recorded and uploaded, so it's been a lot. This is also probably going to be the reason I'm mentioning this is because if you're watching this currently and you're watching this new and you've made it to the end of the video, I cannot thank you guys enough, but there will be a slight break coming for MLB videos, and that's because college football is coming out this weekend as of the time that I'm recording this. So if you're Playlist Gang and you're watching this, way down the road, obviously that's already passed, and you already know that I'll be making a bunch of content on college football 25, and so that's going to be something I'm playing. I will be streaming that on Twitch TV/BigIrrelevant, so if you want to give that a follow, I should be streaming that all Monday, all Tuesday, just nonstop streaming that. And then the MLB videos are not necessarily done. I'm just taking a slight break because I want to do college football stuff, and also because we're going to wait for the draft. So the next 2 videos, just so you can get some insight, are going to be the Guardians, and they're going to be the Reds. It's just depending on who they draft. If I would know ahead of time, that I would have already started pre-recording, but we know nothing. I'm hoping it's Bazana and Condon as pick 1 and 2, but you never know, because the Guardians are a cheap franchise, and it kind of mixes things up a little bit. So I want to thank everybody so much for watching, for all the support that you guys have given me so far in this past month. As we continue to move on, continue to grind. It's summer. I gotta grind as much as I can because I will run out of time soon. So thank you all. I love you, and adios.